Chapter 781. Baya wasn't angry. Under normal circumstances, you can only see your son a few days a month. It's none of your business. Just take care of yourself. I think this place of yours will close down soon, the old man said in a bad temper. Baya smiled. Every time you steal something, you miss your son, right? You think that as long as you steal something, your son will appear. You will be able to see your son and talk to him. You can also see your son's concern for you from his actions. You feel inferior and are afraid that your son won't want you anymore. What nonsense are you talking about? The old man stood up agitatedly. What do you mean inferior? I don't feel inferior. I think you're the one who feels inferior. You know that you can't take good care of me, so you start scolding me. You even curse my son for not wanting me anymore. I'm going to the Consumer Association to sue you. Baya was very calm. She didn't say a word. She just looked at the old man quietly. Her temper was very good. The old man saw that Baya wasn't angry no matter how much he scolded her. He felt bored and sat back on the sofa. He said arrogantly, "Why aren't you angry? Weren't you very talkative just now? I hope you understand one thing. After I see you, I will call your son. One word from me can make him stay with you, or one word from me can make him not see you for a year. Which result do you want?" Baya said calmly. "That's right. What do you want?" Baya asked calmly. The old man flew into a rage again. He stood up and pointed at Baya. He scolded, "You vicious woman. You're counting on me, aren't you? You'll die a horrible death if you separate us like this. Even your husband hates you. You're cunning, evil, and have no moral character." Baya let him scold her. Her expression didn't change as she picked up her teacup. She leaned back on the sofa and drank a mouthful of water. She asked, "Are you done scolding me? Is your skin as thick as a wall? You can remain indifferent even when others scold you? Is your heart made of stone? You don't even care about propriety, justice, and honor anymore. No wonder you ran to American territory and abandoned your hometown. You ungrateful little b*tch. If my son doesn't see me for a year, I'll come here every day to make a fuss. I'll make so much noise that no one will come to see me." Baya raised the corner of his mouth and laughed. He glanced at the old man and said, "Since you came to my place to make a scene, I'll go to your son's place to make a scene. Anyway, I don't have any more patience and I have plenty of time. You green b*tch, I'll kill you." The old man charged at Baya. Baya didn't even try to hide. "If you kill me, you won't be able to steal anything in prison. You killed the psychiatrist. Let's see if your son will forgive you. You can forget about seeing your son for the rest of your life. You can still see him once a month." The old man stood still and looked at Baya hatefully. He gritted his teeth and was full of resentment. "You little b*tch, no wonder your business is so good. You're relying on threats, aren't you?" Baya looked at the old man and said, "I'm not asking for much. Just sit down quietly and answer my questions. Then, I'll let your son see you at least once a week. Perhaps, he'll be able to see you every day." The old man furrowed his brows and said, "Can he really see me every day?" Baya nodded and said, "The prerequisite is that you have to tell me everything that's on your mind." The old man didn't really believe her and sat down on his seat. Baya took out her phone and turned on the recording function. Then, she placed the phone on the sofa and asked, "The reason you're stealing is so that your son can visit you, right?" The old man pursed his lips and didn't say a word. Baya wasn't in a hurry. She patiently waited for him to speak. "He's busy with work. Sometimes, he won't come back for a month or two. I call him to come back for dinner, but he won't come back," the old man said, feeling wronged. "If I asked you to work at your son's company, you might be opening the door or cleaning. Would you be willing to do that?" Baya asked again. "Yes, of course I'd be willing. We hired a housekeeper, but she can't even clean as well as I can. I know how to do many things. Not only can I clean, I can also cook. I used to be a chef, a head chef. When the villagers hosted banquets, there were dozens of tables and I was the one who cooked all of them, the old man said proudly. There are a lot of Americans working at your son's company, right? I can also cook what Americans like to eat. There are a lot of Americans working at my son's company. I can cook a combination of Chinese and Western dishes, the old man said anxiously. If I convince your son to let you cook, can you promise me that you won't steal anymore? Baya asked again. Of course I won't steal anymore. I'm a prideful person. If they scold me, I'll be angry, the old man said firmly. Baya smiled. Actually, scolding people doesn't benefit you. In the future, if you treat your son's employees well, your son won't be able to chase you away even if he wants to. I'll talk to your son later. I hope that I won't have to see you next week. All right. Hurry up and tell him. If he agrees, I'll give you all my jewelry. In the future, it'll be inconvenient to wear jewelry when I cook. You can keep it for your daughter-in-law, Baya rejected. You can go out first. I'll call him. Oh. Then I'll wait for you outside. The old man hurriedly went out. Baya called the old man's son. Mr. Zhou, I'm Baya. Your father's problem is that he misses you very much, so he did some extreme things to gain your attention and care. Your attitude will directly affect his mentality. If you care about him, he'll become even worse. If you ignore him, he'll become pessimistic and disappointed. Then what should I do? The other party asked worriedly. He cares about you a lot and he doesn't ask for much. He just wants to see you and talk to you. But I'm very busy with work. I have a suggestion. He's a chef and can cook Chinese food or Western food. Coincidentally, you have a company. You can give your employees benefits and have lunch in the company. That way, your father will have something to do and he can help you win over the hearts of your employees. He'll also be able to see you more often. His health isn't very good. He has diabetes and high blood pressure. Then give him an assistant. He won't be too tired and he'll be happy. When he's happy, he'll get sick less. When he's unhappy, he'll have a mental breakdown. It's not good for his health either, Baya advised. All right then. I'll make the arrangements. Okay. Baya hung up. Open the door. The old man looked at her. How did it go? I agreed. The old man was elated. He gave a thumbs up to Baya. You're great. You live up to your reputation. I think you're amazing. Baya smiled and sent the patient away. She saw that it wasn't 11 yet, so she called Joan and went to the police station. When she got out of the car, she saw Gu Lingqing. He wore a black suit that accentuated his perfect figure. The collar, cuffs, and collar were all white. It looked like a military uniform. He was very handsome. Masculine, righteous, sharp, and cold. His gaze fell on her face. Their eyes met. Chapter 782. Did Xiong ask you to come? Baya asked. Yeah. He said that your time was brought forward, so he asked us to come earlier. Gu Lingqing walked towards her and looked at her deeply. I'm sorry, I had a patient in the clinic today. The treatment went well, so I changed the time at the last minute. If it caused you any trouble, I'll be more careful next time. Baya smiled. Yeah, Gu Lingqing replied. Baya's heart skipped a beat. It seemed that her behavior had really caused him trouble. She had to be more careful in the future. The two of them entered together. Gu Lingqing did not speak again. She was too embarrassed to speak again. The atmosphere suddenly became very awkward. She glanced at him, but he did not look at her. His side profile was cool, so she looked away. They were already in the past. He also wanted to erase the memory of her. He should have let it go. Since he had let it go, it was not appropriate for her to pick it up again. Perhaps it was better to let the past go with the wind. Xiaoya, let's have lunch together at noon, Gu Lingqing said. Huh? Baiya glanced at him. Go to your place or to my place. Either is fine, Gu Lingqing said. Her heart was beating a little fast. She felt a little uneasy. Was this the final farewell? We'll see. Everyone might not be free at noon. Xiong said that he would treat us to lunch, Baiya rejected politely. Then I'll go to your place at night, Gu Lingqing said. What she said was a statement. Baiya was still a little flustered. She did not answer her. Seeing Shen walking over, she smoothly changed the topic and asked, Are they all here? Yeah, they're all here. Let's talk in the office, Shen said. Baiya followed Shen into the office. Gu Lingqing looked at her deeply. Her eyes gradually dimmed. She still did not agree to his date. They all entered the office. Baiya realized that only Ai Wei was there. Where are the others? They were responsible for the case of the drowned bodies last time. They went out to investigate in detail. Baiya, your analysis is correct. After we processed the photos of these people, we sent out adult and child photos. Someone came to claim them. They said that they disappeared when they were 8 years old, Shen said. I hope the satellite can capture it soon. That way, we should be able to save a lot of people. Baiya sighed. Yes, let me talk about this case. Shening put down the projector. A girl with disheveled hair stood on the roof. A minute later, she jumped down from the roof. It's her, Baiya said suspiciously. You know him? Shen was curious. I went out yesterday afternoon. When I was waiting at the traffic light, I saw her jump down from the roof. She jumped very decisively, almost without hesitation, Baiya explained. This is the 8th case this year. We call it the invisible wings. These girls range in age from 16 to 25. What they have in common is that they are all very beautiful. They did not leave a suicide note before they jumped, and they all jumped without hesitation. We suspected that they entered the same social media site together, but we did not. These people did not appear in the same place at the same time. So, the case became confusing and unbelievable, Shen explained. What did their families and friends say? Baiya asked. Oh, they also have a common characteristic. They were depressed before the incident. They were absent-minded and sometimes did not return home for the whole night. They would cry at the slightest provocation and have an emotional breakdown. We even suspected that they took some drugs together. But according to the forensic report, they did not take any drugs. However, the amount of cortisone in their bodies was higher than normal people. In other words, they were more or less suffering from depression, Shen continued and sent the information to them. Baiya browsed and said, Go and check the love history of these girls. Investigate from their girlfriends. There must be something unusual. There must be a ghoul. The murderer is very cunning. He would not leave a mark on the internet. The places that could leave a mark can't be in a place with surveillance cameras, so, everyone was waiting for her answer, but she could not think of a suitable place to do it. In the suburbs, in the wilderness, on the road, you can meet them by chance, Gu Lingqing said. Baiya agreed. You can ask if the girls have been to these places. Okay, I will ask the police here to focus on this investigation. Thank you, Shen said. Baiya looked at the time. It was not 12 yet, and Xiong had not come. They were all staring at each other. Shen also felt that the atmosphere was a bit strange. He said, Xiong went out for a meeting this morning. I guess the meeting is not over yet. Then, can we go now? Ivy asked. Yes, I will call you again if there is any new progress. Tomorrow is the weekend. Have a good rest, Shen said with a smile. Baiya nodded and glanced at Gu Lingqing. He looked at her too. Baiya looked away awkwardly and stood up. Baiya, are you free at noon? Ivy asked excitedly. Baiya glanced at Gu Lingqing and asked politely, What can I do for you? I want to treat you to lunch, Ivy said shyly. I have something else to do at noon. Sorry, Baya declined with a smile. Ivy was a bit disappointed. Oh, it's okay. Let's do it another day. Okay. Baya walked out of the door and into her car. Gu Lingqing stood beside her. You have something to do at noon. Is it because of me? Didn't you say we were going to have lunch together? Baya asked awkwardly. She felt uneasy when she met Gu Lingqing's gaze. Yeah, let's go to my place. Baya nodded. Okay. You can drive and I'll follow behind. Gu Lingqing drove in the front and she followed behind. His driving route was the same as the one she had taken to get back. Baya was curious. He turned into his neighborhood and stopped in front of his house. Only then did Baya realize that the place where he lived was very close to her house. It was just behind her, 5 houses away. When did you move here? Baya was surprised when she heard the barking of a dog in the backyard. Shall Bai, Baya shouted happily. Gu Lingqing didn't answer her question. In fact, after he recovered, he came to America to look for her. He knew that she bought a house here, so he also bought a house here. Recently, it was being renovated, so he was temporarily staying on the boat. Gu Lingqing opened the door. His house's renovation was not renovated at all. It was like a raw material. The walls were still cement without any paint. There was a gray sofa, a television, and a fridge. Is this close to nature? Baya asked jokingly. I wanted to renovate it according to what you like, so I didn't do much. I only renovated the kitchen and bathroom. If you don't like it, you can demolish it and renovate it again, Gu Lingqing said. He poured a glass of water and passed it to her. Chapter 783. Decorate according to what I want? Baya asked as she took the glass of water from him. Gu Lingqing looked at Baya deeply. In the past, you warmed up slowly and I warmed up even more slowly. This time, I want to warm up faster. I like you very much. I like you more than you can imagine. Baya put down the glass of water. You like me? Why do you want to erase my memory? Because I thought you got together with Alan. So, I don't want to destroy your happiness. But I will be sad, and unable to bear it. That's why I want to erase my memory, Gu Lingqing said seriously. It didn't sound like sweet talk. It sounded more like a narrative. Baya didn't know how to express herself. Her mind was a mess. I need to think about it. Gu Lingqing's eyes dimmed. Tell me when you understand. If you don't want to continue with me, I will leave America and go back. Baya had a strange feeling in her heart. It was an indescribable coldness. She should be reluctant. If she was reluctant, then she should want to be with him. I'll answer you tomorrow, okay? I'll cook first. Do you have any ingredients at home? Baya asked. You rest. I'll do it, Gu Lingqing said as he opened the fridge. There were a lot of ingredients in the fridge. They looked very fresh. He must have gone out to buy them in the morning. A tall man in uniform cooking. What kind of scenery would that be? Let me do it. I'm not tired. You were injured just now, Baya said as she took the ingredients to the kitchen. I'll help. Gu Lingqing followed her into the kitchen. He took the apron and passed it to her. Baya put it on and Gu Lingqing tied it for her naturally. She felt that this feeling was very familiar. She glanced at Gu Lingqing. His gaze flowed over her face. It was a very natural glance, but she felt warm. She washed the vegetables. Baya washed the vegetables at the side too. She felt that this scene was very familiar. She had to cut the vegetables. Let me do it. You often cut your fingers. Gu Lingqing said and took the knife from her hand. Her heart pounded fiercely as she watched Gu Lingqing skillfully cut the vegetables. She stood at the side and stared at him. At that time, when she was with Alan, she was actually unhappy. She would think of him, and when she thought of him, her heart would ache. But when she really saw him, one look from him would make her feel warm. He wanted to hypnotize her memory. Her heart also ached. She could lie to everyone, but she couldn't lie to herself. She didn't know why she wanted to hypnotize away the memory of him, but she was sure that she liked him. This feeling, no matter if she analyzed it rationally or emotionally, was real. She hugged him from behind. Gu Lingqing's whole body trembled. He was stunned, and his hands stopped moving. Baiya didn't know why she suddenly hugged him, but when she hugged him, she felt a sense of security. Previously, she had been floating in the sky without any direction, without any emotions, as if she had transcended. However, she was the only one in the sky, all alone. Gu Lingqing put down the knife and turned to look at her. Baiya still didn't let go. She looked at Gu Lingqing's deep eyes. From his face, she still couldn't tell what he was thinking. Why did we separate? Baiya asked in confusion. I was seriously ill, so I left. When I got better and came back to know that you had left, I immediately came to America. When I came to America, I found out that you had forgotten about me, Gu Lingqing said in a low voice, and his eyes darkened a little. Baiya looked into his eyes and saw no trace of panic. Was he afraid that she couldn't bear his death, so she hypnotized herself? Let's try again. Baiya asked. We don't need to try. We'll do our best together, Gu Lingqing said, looking at her with a burning gaze. He lowered his head and moved closer to her lips. Baiya was nervous, but she didn't seem to reject it. If the person kissing her was Alan, her heart might feel twisted and uncomfortable. But, when it was facing him, she didn't feel uncomfortable. Gu Lingqing touched her lips. Baiya was stunned. His lips were very soft, like cotton candy. The breath he exhaled landed on her face. It was very familiar, very cold, and very clean. She didn't move. He was gentler than she thought. His tongue gently brushed against her lips, and slowly, it entered her mouth. Baiya's back stiffened. After he entered, he hooked her tongue and sucked it into his mouth. She didn't remember kissing anyone else, nor did she remember having sex with anyone else. So, she should only have him. Baiya thought of what would happen next. She was scared and pushed him away. Gu Lingqing didn't hide the desire in his eyes. What's wrong? We should cook. If we don't, I'll be hungry, Baiya explained. She turned around and went to the sink to wash the vegetables. Gu Lingqing hugged her from behind. Xiaoya, I'm very happy. Baiya looked at him. You don't look happy at all. The corners of Gu Lingqing's lips curled up slightly. Maybe it was because he was usually too cold and expressionless. It was rare for him to smile. She felt that he could turn the world upside down, and her heart started beating faster. What are you happy about? Baiya asked, puzzled. I thought that we would be separated for the rest of our lives, Gu Lingqing said with a smile, his eyes sparkling. Baiya could tell that he was really happy. Then, do you still want to cook? We have to eat after all. Gu Lingqing replied. He let go of her and continued to cut the vegetables. Baiya looked at him, and he also looked at Baiya. His gaze was much gentler than before. It was as if all the suppressed and hidden feelings were revealed. He stayed beside Baiya while she cooked. She was a little uneasy, so she would look at him from time to time. He would also look at her. I'll take the dishes later. It's too hot. There are only 2 of us, so we can cook less. Also, is the rice cooker ready? Baiya reminded him. Oh, I forgot. I'll cook it now. Gu Lingqing went out. Baiya heaved a sigh of relief. She felt more at ease without him around. She scrambled tomatoes and eggs, and then stir-fried potato strips. When Gu Lingqing came in, she was already cooking the meat. Gu Lingqing took the 2 dishes out. The room was filled with the aroma of meat. Even Little White was barking in the backyard. Gu Lingqing went back to the kitchen. She put in the cooking wine, soy sauce, and sugar. She was going to boil it on high heat before turning to medium heat to collect the sauce. Do you still need to wash the vegetables? Gu Lingqing asked. No need, we made 3 dishes. It's enough, Baya said. Gu Lingqing replied. She didn't go out and just stood beside her. He looked at her thoughtfully. Baya felt his gaze. You can rest for a while. Wait for me for another half an hour. It'll be done. I'm resting now. There's something I want to give you, Gu Lingqing said. He held her hand and put the ring in her palm. Chapter 784. Baya looked at the ring. Aren't we moving too fast? We never divorced, Gu Lingqing said. Baya was speechless. She was a little confused and said incoherently, we didn't divorce and you're going to erase my memory. Isn't that committing bigamy? I mean, you don't even remember that we didn't divorce. Before I erase my memory, I can cancel our marriage information with a call. You won't commit bigamy, Gu Lingqing explained seriously. Baya felt that she was amusing. She didn't commit bigamy, so she didn't have to worry about it. She put the ring in her pocket. Gu Lingqing frowned. Aren't you going to wear it? Aren't you wearing it too? Baya asked. Gu Lingqing immediately put the ring on her ring finger. Baya thought for a while and returned the ring to him. Gu Lingqing's heart skipped a beat and his eyes darkened. Help me put it on, Baya said. He instantly swept away the concealment in his eyes, smiled and helped her put it on. Baya looked at the ring on her finger. Under the sunlight, it was reflecting the light. She suddenly remembered something. My senior said that you and I have 2 children. Can I see them? Xiao Yan has been living with his adoptive parents. Shosho is with Mom. I called Mom and asked her to bring Shosho here, Gu Lingqing said. Xiao Yan, the 7-year-old child? Why is he living with his adoptive parents? Baya asked in confusion. Xiao Yan is not 7. He is 9. Shosho is 15 months old. When you left, it was still winter. Now, summer is almost over. Gu Lingqing looked at her gently and said, as for why he is living with his adoptive parents, it's because you think that Xiao Yan wants to live with his adoptive parents more. When everything is over, he will bring everyone together. Baya answered. 9 years old. Doesn't that mean they've been together for a long time? After braised pork with soy sauce was done, they began to eat. Are you still going to the research center in the afternoon? Baya asked. I have something to tell you. Gu Lingqing's expression was very serious. I'm not a security guard at the research center. I'm from the investment research center, Gu Lingqing said. Baya paused for a second. You are also the one who invested in 11? Yes, Gu Lingqing replied. Baya hadn't expected this. Why did you do this? The research in the research center is beneficial to the whole world, and experts from all over the world are gathered there. As for the investment in the police station, they want to have a chance to contact you, Gu Lingqing said frankly. You? Baya didn't know what to say. Are you rich? Yes. If you have so much money, why don't you support the development of your country? Baya asked puzzledly. 90% of it is used for military development. I took over the special forces in the northern and southern regions to quell the civil unrest. Now, Hua Xiqian can control everything, Gu Lingqing explained. What do you mean? Baya was confused. She thought for a while. You are a high-ranking official in your country. Isn't it inappropriate for you to walk around in the US like this? I'm just behind the scenes. I haven't officially announced it yet. I accepted the military to help Hua Xiqian overcome his difficulties. In the future, I want to be with you. If you stay in the US, I will stay. If you want to visit other places, I will accompany you. For the rest of my life, my time is all yours, Gu Lingqing said in a deep voice. Baya listened to his confession calmly. She was surprised and didn't say anything. Let's eat. After the meal, he left her place and went to the clinic. She kept thinking about what he said. She felt that there was a deep sense of apology in his tone. It was as if he wanted to make it up to her. It made her feel uncomfortable. Unknowingly, she arrived at the clinic and went in. "Dr. Bai, the patient in the afternoon can't come. Do you want to make an appointment with someone else?" the assistant asked. "There's no need." Baya went to the treatment room alone. She put on some music and lay on the sofa. She closed her eyes and emptied her mind to rest. Unknowingly, she fell asleep. When she woke up, her mind was clearer. She couldn't be afraid of the future because she was afraid of the past. She still had to move on in the future. She called Gu Lingqing. Gu Lingqing picked up the phone as soon as it rang. "Are you free now?" Baya asked. "Yes. I'm done with my work here. It's still early. I know a good place to fish. Want to go together?" Baya invited. Gu Lingqing smiled. "Sure. I might stay there tonight. I need to get some clothes. I want to bring you to a place tomorrow," Baya said with a smile. "Sure. See you in an hour." Baya hung up the phone. She went home and packed her luggage. Her phone rang. It was Gu Lingqing's. She picked up. "Take my car. I'm at your house," Gu Lingqing said. Baya opened the door. She was carrying a suitcase and a big bag of luggage. Gu Lingqing looked at her bag in surprise. "You even brought a pot?" "I caught some fish. I used the pot to cook it in the wild. It's very delicious," Baya said. Gu Lingqing took her luggage and put it in the back. "I still have a few bottles of water." "Wait a minute." Baya went back to get purified water. There were 15 liters. She took out 10 bottles. Gu Lingqing helped to carry them to the car. They set off. Baya navigated the address. "It's a bit far. It'll take 2 hours. But you won't regret it once you get there." "Yeah. I think we'll pass by the supermarket. I'll go and buy some things," Gu Lingqing said. "Sure." They went to the supermarket. Gu Lingqing bought a tent, a lighter, beef jerky, dried vegetables, 2 bags of spaghetti, apples, lemons, and watermelon. Then, they set off. When they arrived at the location Baya mentioned, it was already 18:35 in the afternoon. The sky was getting dark. "Are we still going fishing at night?" Gu Lingqing asked. "If we fish now, we might be able to catch a fish before it gets dark." "We'll have fish to eat at night," Baya said. She took off her fishing gear. "Are we going to set up the tent here?" Gu Lingqing looked around. It was surrounded by mountains on both sides. The scenery was good. It was a little cold, but there would be a lot of mosquitoes. Luckily, he brought some mosquito repellent. "Yeah. After I catch a fish, we can bathe in the river. After that, we'll wash it down with clean water." Gu Lingqing frowned. "What if someone passes by?" Baya smiled and said, "I brought a prop here. No one can see it." Chapter 785. Baya put the fishing rod in place, took out a retractable rod from the bag, stuck the rod into the ground, and fixed it with a stone. There was a circle on the rod, and the circle was surrounded by opaque plastic. If a person went in, only their head would be exposed, and no one would be able to see what was inside. Gu Lingqing nodded. "It's indeed very convenient." Baya smiled. Seeing the buoy moving, he immediately took the rod. It was a 5-centimeter African cushion carp. Baya continued fishing. Gu Lingqing set up a tent and went to the edge of the forest to pick up a lot of dry wood. There were 2 stone circles 10 meters around the tent for firewood. This place looked very wild, and there might be wild beasts in the forest. With a fire, the beasts would not come close, and it could also repel mosquitoes. He also made a stone circle 10 meters behind, and placed a big tree trunk in it. This way, the tree trunk could burn for a night. When it was done, he set up a simple stone stove by the lake, put a pot on it, and boiled water. Baya looked at Gu Lingqing's familiar look. Did you often live in the wild in the past? Gu Lingqing looked at Baya. You and I used to live in the wild for a long time. Baya was stunned. She liked living in the wild so much now. Was it because she had lived in the wild with him in the past? No wonder you look so familiar. I've already caught 5 fish, but they are not big. I'm not very lucky today. Baya said apologetically. There are ham sausages in the fridge, and the braised pork that we didn't finish at noon. I've brought them all. Even if there are no fish, we can eat noodles. It's okay. Besides, 5 is enough. Gu Lingqing said. Ah, you've brought the braised pork too. There's a barbecue rack in the bag. Set up a stone stove later, and we'll grill the fish. Baya said. Gu Lingqing went to her bag and took out the barbecue rack. There were all kinds of seasonings on the barbecue rack, and they were all wrapped together with plastic wrap. He took the things down. The biggest carp Baya had caught today was only about 15 centimeters long. She cleaned the fish by the river and found a branch. She sharpened one end of the branch with a knife and inserted it into the belly of the fish. She took it out of the fish's mouth and roasted it on the grill. Gu Lingqing carried the braised pork out, placed it on the stone, and put the noodles in the pot. Smelling the aroma, Baya sighed, if only we had 2 bottles of beer, today would be perfect. Wait a minute. Gu Lingqing stood up and moved a box of beer from the car. There were 12 cans in total. Baya was curious. How many things did you bring? It's amazing. You brought everything I could think of. Gu Lingqing opened a can and passed it to Baya. Baya took a sip and exhaled. It feels so refreshing. Gu Lingqing drank a mouthful of beer with her. The sky was already dark and the surroundings were very quiet. It was so quiet that they could hear the crackling of the flames. Give me your hand, Gu Lingqing said. Baya was in a good mood, so she passed her hand to him. He took out the mosquito repellent and applied it on Baya's arm. Baya laughed. I'm going swimming later. Wouldn't it be a waste to apply it? We'll stay here for 2 days. It's enough, Gu Lingqing said. He helped her apply it on the other hand and the exposed leg. We'll leave early tomorrow morning. We'll go to the top of the mountain. We'll be able to see the sunrise. It's very beautiful, Baya said. Okay. After eating tonight, take a shower and go to bed early. My alarm is set for 5 o'clock. Is that okay? Gu Lingqing asked. Baya made an okay gesture. She sprinkled some salt, cumin, and spices on the grilled fish. Then, she turned around and continued grilling. Gu Lingqing put some dried vegetables in the pot. Soon, the noodles were ready. Did you bring a bowl? Gu Lingqing asked. Yes. They're stainless steel bowls. There are 2 of them. The chopsticks are also stainless steel. You can look for them. If not, I'll go get them. Baya stood up. It's okay. You'll be responsible for grilling the fish. Gu Lingqing stood up and took her bag. She brought a lot of things. Steel wires, ropes, flashlights, daggers, a space blanket, and a sleeping bag. He remembered that she also brought a suitcase. Your clothes are in the suitcase? Gu Lingqing asked. Yes. Baya passed the grilled fish to him. This small fish should be ready to eat. Try it. It'll taste better if you tear it with your hands. Gu Lingqing took the fish from Baya and tore it apart to eat. Baya scooped 2 bowls of noodles and placed them on a rock. She asked, have you eaten slabbed grilled meat before? Gu Lingqing shook her head. No. I came here with my colleagues. They made slabbed grilled meat. It's really delicious. We'll bring some grilled meat next time. I'll cook it for you, Baya said. The corners of Gu Lingqing's mouth curled up. He thought of their life on the deserted island. Although they had nothing, they lived a comfortable and happy life. They didn't have any worries. They let go of everything and lived a happier life. Stress was given to oneself. The more one could not let go, the greater the stress. After eating, Baya jumped into the water and swam. She did not even take off her clothes. Gu Lingqing also went into the water. The water in the lake in the forest was very clean. There was no pollution. Moreover, it was very cool. Baya swam for 20 minutes. She went ashore first. She took out the clothes she was going to wear at night from her suitcase and put them on the circle. She opened a bottle of purified water and washed herself. She put on her clothes and came out. Gu Lingqing walked towards her. Take off your clothes later. I'll wash them for you, Baya said. Where should I dry them? Gu Lingqing asked, puzzled. I forgot to put up the drying rack. I'm sorry, Baya said apologetically. You can put it up tomorrow when you come back. It's hot, so it will dry easily, Gu Lingqing suggested. Okay. You wash first. I'll get you some water. Baya put the dirty clothes on the rock. She went to get a bottle of clean water for Gu Lingqing. Gu Lingqing took a shower and changed into clean clothes. Baya packed her things and found a problem. She originally wanted to sleep in the car. But now, Gu Lingqing prepared a tent. Are we going to sleep in the tent tonight? We'll sleep in the tent tonight. I remember there's a kind of tent that is fixed on the roof of the car. It's safer, Gu Lingqing said. She replied. Are we going to sleep together? Yes. Gu Lingqing walked past her and took the space quilt and mat from the train seat. He put the space quilt under the tent, put the mat on it, threw the space quilt she brought into the tent, and went in first. Baya took a deep breath. She was already past the age of a young girl. She knew what would happen between a mature man and a woman. She didn't reject it that much, but she also felt awkward. She entered the tent. Gu Lingqing was already lying down. With the dim light, she could see that he was using his arm as a pillow. The quilt was on his stomach. It seemed that he was asleep. She lay down beside him and also pinched a corner of the quilt and put it on his stomach. Chapter 786. Baya blushed before she could reply. She turned around and ignored him. Gu Lingqing turned around, hugged her waist, and pulled her to his side. He greedily smelled her scent and rubbed his face against her hair. Baya felt his breath fall on her face, and the whooshing sound disturbed her mind. Gu Lingqing, it's hot, Baya said. He moved her face and kissed her lips. Baya's heartbeat quickened, but she didn't know why she didn't reject it. Gu Lingqing's movements became wilder and wilder, as if what happened next was natural. His palm went under her clothes and unbuttoned her back. Baya was in a daze. She was dizzy from the heat and couldn't think of anything. Everything was under his control. When he went in, she slowly came back to her senses and cried out. It hurts. Okay, I'll slow down. Gu Lingqing kissed her face and lips. Soon, the pain stopped and was replaced by another pleasant feeling. I'm not in my safe period, Baya reminded him. Gu Lingqing kissed her passionately and replied in a hoarse voice, I know, don't worry. Baya didn't expect to have sex with him so soon, but everything seemed to happen naturally. There was no barrier in between. After that, Gu Lingqing washed up. She became shy and turned her back to him. Gu Lingqing faced her, hugged her waist, and kissed the back of her head. Sleep. Okay. Baya fell asleep in a daze. The next day, she was woken up by the alarm clock. The sky was just getting brighter. She turned her head and saw that Gu Lingqing was also awake. He opened his eyes and looked at her. For a moment, she felt very happy and smiled. Morning. Gu Lingqing also slightly raised the corner of his mouth and sat up. Morning. I'm going to brush my teeth and wash my face, Baya said. It's cold in the mountains for breakfast. Put on your coat, Gu Lingqing reminded her. Yes. Baya put on a coat, opened the tent, and came out. A cool breeze blew over, bringing with it the moist, fresh air of the mountains. Baya took a deep breath and felt very comfortable. Gu Lingqing also came out. After he boiled some hot water, he brushed his teeth and washed his face. Then, he put noodles in the pot and dried vegetables. Baya sat beside her. The light from the fire made her face blush. Today, we're going to climb to the top of the mountain and watch the sunrise. He first scooped a bowl of noodle soup for Baya to warm her stomach. He scooped a bowl for himself and sat beside her. Baya realized that although he wasn't a talkative person, he was actually very meticulous and would do anything. His actions warmed people's hearts more than words. Have you been to the top of the mountain before? Gu Lingqing asked. No, I've seen pictures taken by others. It's very beautiful, so I want to go to the top of the mountain to have a look, Baya said. When you go, prepare a dagger. There may be poisonous snakes and beasts in the mountains, as well as poisonous spiders. Protect yourself first. You'll follow me later, Gu Lingqing reminded her. Without Gu Lingqing, she would probably never be able to go to the top of such a mountain by herself. Because of him, she wanted to experience a different scenery. Okay. Baya followed Gu Lingqing's instructions. She wore a long coat and trousers, and tied the trousers' legs with a rope to prevent small insects from getting in. She wore a hat, and her neck was also protected. She also wore white rubber gloves. Gu Lingqing carried a backpack with some of the most basic things for survival in the wild. There were also 2 bottles of mineral water, a small bottle and a large bottle, and some beef jerky. Gu Lingqing walked in front, and Baya followed behind. Even though it hadn't rained in the past few days, some places on the mountain were still quite wet and slippery. Gu Lingqing walked very slowly. She cut off all the branches that blocked the way, and tried to walk in an open space. Fortunately, the mountain wasn't very high. The 2 of them climbed for 1.5 hours to the top of the mountain. The sun just came out from the sky. The scenery was so beautiful that it could attract everyone's eyes. Aren't you going to take pictures? Gu Lingqing asked. Feel it with your heart and see with your eyes. The scenery, the wind, the smell, and the people at this time. Take a few deep breaths, because taste is the thing that can stay in the memory for the longest time. When you think of this taste, you can remember the scene at that time. As for taking pictures, other people can take much better pictures than me, Baya said after taking a deep breath. Gu Lingqing also took a deep breath. She thought that the reason why she had sex with Gu Lingqing so naturally was that she was familiar with his smell, so she didn't reject it, wasn't afraid, and was sincerely convinced. Even though she had no memory of him, she still remembered his feeling. Let's go, Baya said. Wait a minute. Drink some water and eat something. It took some energy to climb up the mountain, and it took more energy to go down the mountain because the road was slippery, Gu Lingqing suggested and gave her a bottle of mineral water. It was a small bottle. He also gave her some beef jerky. Baya sat at the top of the mountain and ate the beef jerky. He raised a smile. What's wrong? Gu Lingqing asked confusedly. Now I can understand why so many people like to climb mountains. When you reach the top of the mountain, you have a sense of achievement. After eating noodles at the top of the mountain, your life will be complete, Baya said with a smile. If I had known earlier, I would have put a stainless steel bowl and brought some noodles, Gu Lingqing said. We can wait for next time. If it's not complete, it will be more memorable. When we go down the mountain later, can we make some traps in the forest? Maybe we'll be able to catch some prey at night, Baya said. I brought some fruits. We can use fruits as bait, Gu Lingqing said. And the beef jerky? The color of the beef jerky is not bright. If it is mixed with the soil, it will be hard for the animals to find it, Gu Lingqing reminded. Oh, then I'll eat it myself. Baya said with a smile. She looked at him and suddenly remembered what happened last night. Her heart beat faster and she lowered her head shyly. Gu Lingqing stood up and looked down at the mountain. Next time, let's go to the beach. This weather is a good time to catch crabs. Okay, I like it, Baya said with a smile. He knew that she liked it because the time on the deserted island was the happiest time they had ever spent together. After eating and resting for half an hour, they went down the mountain. When they were about to reach the lake, Gu Lingqing made 4 traps. Then the two of them came out of the mountain together. Looking at the time, it was already 9:15 in the morning. Baya felt hot. She wanted to swim, so she took off her coat. Gu Lingqing stopped her. Don't swim first. The water temperature is very low now. It's not good for your health. Wait until 3 or 4 in the afternoon. I saw a lot of fish coming over. Go and make traps. Help me pick some branches. Oh, okay. Okay, I'll go pick some branches. Baya listened to Gu Lingqing. The two of them went to pick a lot of branches. Chapter 787. Gu Lingqing was at the lakeside. There were cobblestones everywhere, and branches were inserted into them. They were densely packed together, forming the shape of an inverted conch. The outer layer was very narrow, and the inside was very wide. Fragrant fish feed was scattered inside, and the fish would follow the fragrance and enter. Once they entered, they would not be able to come out. After that, Gu Lingqing went to build a drying rack with branches, while Baya went to the other side of the lake to wash clothes. When the clothes were ready, Gu Lingqing had finished setting up the drying rack. She was a little hungry after drying her clothes. Looking at the time, it was already 11:35. Even though he didn't do anything, he felt that time had passed quickly and was very fulfilling. Do we have enough noodles? Baya asked. There's also a big bag. I bought 500 grams. Together with dried vegetables and braised pork, you can eat 2 meals. Baya smiled. I'm free in the afternoon. I hope I can catch enough fish to last until tomorrow afternoon. Let's go. I like camping here. Gu Lingqing also showed a faint smile. If you like, we can come here more often. Next time we come, we will be more prepared. However, if the weather gets too cold, don't go swimming. Didn't they say that winter swimming is good for the body? Baya asked in confusion and sat down beside him. Gu Lingqing was boiling water. She explained, it's good to swim in winter often. It can increase blood circulation, but it's hard to swim once. It's like losing half of your life. Many people get sick for half a month after swimming in winter. Oh. Baya replied, I'll go fishing first. The earlier I fish, the more I can catch. I'll go hunting in the forest later. I'll be back in the evening. If you find anything dangerous, stay in the car and wait for me, Gu Lingqing said. What about you? What if you're in danger? Baya asked worriedly. I can run 6 or 7 meters away from the trunk in 3 seconds. Besides, I have a saber with me. It won't be a problem, Gu Lingqing explained. Baya nodded. Don't go in for too long. We're leaving at noon tomorrow. It's okay if we can't catch any prey. I can still fish. Just go for 2 hours. Is that okay? He couldn't bear to leave her here for too long. After a meal, Baya went fishing while Gu Lingqing carried his backpack and set off. She looked at Gu Lingqing's back view. Perhaps because he was a soldier, she felt that he was manly, handsome, and gave her a sense of security. Her heart was also filled with warmth. She patiently fished. At 3:00, the fish she caught were not big, but she had caught more than 20 fish. At 3:50 p.m., Gu Lingqing came out of the woods and caught a pheasant. Baya was surprised and ran towards him. You caught it? Gu Lingqing nodded. It's not very big, but it should be enough for dinner. I'll go and see if there's any prey in our trap. That's great. Let's go and stew the pheasant first. I also caught more than 20 fish. It should be enough for dinner. Are there any fish in the trap? Gu Lingqing asked. Baya took the pheasant from Gu Lingqing's hands and replied, Not yet. I wonder if there are any. Gu Lingqing walked over to take a look. He stretched out his hand and grabbed it. There are two. They don't look small. Huh? Baya carried the bucket over. Gu Lingqing grabbed the carp and placed it in the bucket. The carp looked to be about 5 to 6 catties. Looks like we won't be able to finish it, Baya said with a smile. Yeah, we can take it away if we can't finish it. The lake looks very clean. I'll go to the woods and be back in an hour. Okay. Gu Lingqing went into the woods to see if there was any prey in the trap. Baya prepared the pheasant first and put it in the pot to stew it. This kind of pheasant needed to be stewed for 2 hours before it would be soft and tasty. She prepared the pheasant and cleaned the fish. The fish she caught was not big, so she still wanted to eat grilled fish. However, the carp in Gu Lingqing's trap was a little big. She only killed one of them and cut it into thin slices. She marinated it first. Gu Lingqing came out of the woods and brought back another pheasant. Looks like we have a great harvest. We can have a good rest tomorrow, Baya said with a smile. Yeah, I took some time to dismantle the trap. It smells so good. Is the pheasant ready? Gu Lingqing asked. He looked at the time. It was only 16:20. Not yet. It needs to be stewed for another hour. Is there any dried vegetables? Baya asked. Yes, I brought a lot. I'll put it in half an hour. What are you going to do with this pheasant? Gu Lingqing asked. Leave it to me. You go for a swim and take a bath. We'll be done in the morning, Baya said with a smile and took the pheasant from Gu Lingqing's hands. She was good at cooking and preferred to do it herself. Gu Lingqing was sweating all over. He supported her and went for a swim. Baya cleaned the pheasant, cut it into 4 pieces and put them in a plastic bag. She remembered that there was a small fridge in Gu Lingqing's car. The pheasant would definitely not be finished today. She put it in the fridge and ate it tomorrow. It was still very fresh. Gu Lingqing came up. You go take a bath. I'll wash the clothes. Yeah, you should go for a swim too. The water is very cool, Gu Lingqing suggested. Okay. Baya also went in for a swim. After a bath, Gu Lingqing sat in front of the fire to roast the fish. Baya washed the clothes and hung them in the sun. She sat next to Gu Lingqing and sniffed. It looks delicious. Gu Lingqing passed the roasted fish to her. Be careful, it's hot. Baya took the fish, blew on it, and tore the meat from the fish's stomach to eat. Gu Lingqing looked at her. When we go back tomorrow, I want Mom to bring Shosho to America. What do you think? Baya's heart was beating very fast. I don't think I know your mother anymore. What will she think of me? She understands you and supports me to come to America to find you. You two had a very good relationship. Don't worry. Shosho is already 15 months old. He can walk and call Mom and Dad. Baya did not know how she should face them now that they were here. She was a little worried. Don't be afraid. I'm here, Gu Lingqing said in a low voice. Baya looked at his deep gaze. It was very powerful and firm. She compromised and nodded. Since we've decided to be together, we'll have to meet them eventually. Let them come. When are they coming? I want to arrange for it to be next Sunday. What do you think? Gu Lingqing asked. That's good. I'm more free on the weekends. Baya said and ate the fish. Actually, her heart was beating faster than she thought. She was not as calm as she thought. She was a little worried that if her mother and child came, it would trigger her memory. Chapter 788. What's wrong? Gu Lingqing noticed something. You don't want to? I'm feeling conflicted. I want to see them, but I'm afraid to, Baya said honestly. You'll have to see them eventually, Gu Lingqing said. She could tell that he wanted her to see them. Since he was so calm, did that mean that their past was actually good? Baya smiled and repeated his words. Yes, you'll have to see them eventually. What are you going to do with the fish over there? Gu Lingqing changed the topic. Baya looked at the fish she was preparing. I'm going to make teppanyaki. I've already marinated it. The fish should be very tender. Wait a moment. She found her bag and found a round piece of iron inside. This can be used to make teppanyaki. I've made it before when I was alone at home. It's not bad. Put it on a rock first. It'll be hot soon, Baya explained. She washed the iron plate first and put it on the rock. She washed the marinated fish, brushed a little oil on the iron plate and put the fish on it. The fish turned white in a while. She sprinkled some seasoning on it and put a piece of fish into Gu Lingqing's bowl. Try it. It looks like a barbecue on paper. It looks good. Gu Lingqing took a bite and nodded. It tastes good too. Baya smiled. I like to eat fish. When I'm alone at home, I make fish like this too. One person can eat an entire crucian carp. Shosho likes to eat fish too. That's like you. Then you must get rid of the fish bones. Oh yeah, there's a type of fish called ong. It's delicious and nutritious. It's delicious in soup or tofu, Baya suggested. Gu Lingqing smiled. Shosho likes to eat this type of fish the most. One person can eat 3 of them. Baya responded. She didn't know why, but her heart was filled with warmth when she heard Gu Lingqing say that. She continued to fish. Gu Lingqing looked at the pot. The chicken soup should be almost done. If I keep cooking, there will be no soup left. Yes. I'll do it, said Baya. Let me fill it up. Be careful, it's hot. Gu Lingqing took her bowl, filled it up, and handed it to her. Baya saw a car driving over. Someone's coming. Gu Lingqing looked over and saw that there were quite a few cars, 3 of them. Do people come here often? I think so. I came here last time with a friend, Baya said. The car stopped and a blonde American man got out of the car. When he saw Baya, he took the initiative to greet him. Baya, you're here. What a coincidence. Yeah, Benny, have you had dinner? Baya asked. Benny shook his head. We drove for 2 hours, so we don't have any yet. But we bought a lot of barbecue, so it's convenient. Benny's gaze fell on Gu Lingqing's face. Boyfriend? Yes, Baya admitted. Then let's get busy. We'll talk later, Benny said. Benny said as he led the other 7 people to set up tents and start a fire. He's my classmate from America. He studied psychology too. After he finished his studies, he went back home and started a company in the red wine business. The business is quite good, Baya said to Gu Lingqing. Gu Lingqing replied. He looked at Baya deeply. In fact, he didn't like it when others came to ruin their world. Next time, we'll continue to look for a better place. Baya nodded and ate the chicken in her bowl. Benny walked over and said to Baya and Gu Lingqing, they asked me to invite you over. Baya remembered that she came with Benny and his friends last time. Although the people this time were different, they were still Benny's friends. Sure, I have grilled fish here. There's a lot of it. Let them eat first. Baya gave them 16 skewers of grilled fish. Benny took them and distributed them to his friends. Benny walked over and looked at Baya's pot. You brought a pot? It smells good. Is it chicken? You even brought a chicken here? Gu Lingqing understood what Benny meant. Do you have bowls? Come and get a bowl. But the 8 of you might not be enough. This chicken isn't very big. It's enough. I have disposable bowls. I'll let them eat first to fill their hunger. Later, when we get the barbecue, we can eat together, Benny said and waved his hands at his friends. When they all got a bowl, the pot was gone. Gu Lingqing looked at Baya. Are you full? It's okay. It's like eating barbecue later. How about you? Are you full? Baya asked. I ate a lot of fish. Plus, there's still some fish fillets. Just as Gu Lingqing finished speaking, Benny appeared behind them again. Can we try that fish fillet of yours? It smells really good. Oh. Baya answered casually. Benny's friends lined up again, but there weren't many fish fillets left. They only had a few pieces each. Gu Lingqing and Baya were gone again. Baya looked at the grilled fish. Luckily, there were still a few left. Benny's friends didn't ask and took them all. Baya was speechless. Gu Lingqing looked at Baya. I'm going to clean up and pack up. I'll bring you somewhere. Okay. I'll clean up. I'm good at it, Baya said. She took the pot and went to the lake to clean it. Gu Lingqing didn't stop her and tore down the tent. Are you guys leaving now? Benny asked. Gu Lingqing nodded. We're going somewhere else tonight. Can you leave it for us? It's not convenient for us to have a man and a woman. It'll be convenient with this, Benny said. I'm sorry. I'm afraid it's not convenient. We'll need it when we go somewhere else. Gu Lingqing rejected him directly. Oh. Benny's expression was a bit sour. He saw Baya wash the dishes and pot and said, Baya, can you lend us this pot? We still need it tomorrow. Gu Lingqing rejected on behalf of Baya. Benny was speechless. What about the fishing tools? You're not going to fish tomorrow, are you? Benny asked. We do need to fish tomorrow. I'm sorry. Gu Lingqing rejected them all. You don't want the fish, right? I see there's a big carp in the tank, Benny said. Indeed, I can give it to you. Take it, Gu Lingqing said. Gu Lingqing said. He watched as Benny grabbed the fish in the water tank and walked into the group of friends. Gu Lingqing organized the things and Baya helped. In the end, when Gu Lingqing went to remove the trap in the lake, he found a surprise. Xiaoya, take the tank. Chapter 789. Gu Lingqing caught a fish that was more than a foot long. Wow, this fish is delicious, Baya exclaimed. Gu Lingqing caught another perch more than a foot long. Baya was pleasantly surprised. Gu Lingqing caught 3 in total. Seeing this, Benny and his friends walked over. Gu Lingqing dismantled the trap. Benny's friend whispered something to Benny. Benny walked over and said, You're still fishing tomorrow, right? Baya looked at Gu Lingqing. We're fishing tomorrow, Gu Lingqing answered. Then give us these fish. We have a lot of people, so we can finish them, Benny said. We're going to fish from the sea tomorrow, so we still need these freshwater fish. I'm sorry, Gu Lingqing refused. Benny was speechless. Why are you so stingy? These fish are from the lake, and you're not even willing to give them to us? It's not like we're asking for your money, Benny's friend said. Gu Lingqing ignored him and carried the box to the car. Baya, you're not a good boyfriend. You don't know how to behave, Benny provoked. Before, Baya wasn't angry. She didn't want to reject them when they asked for something, so she just let them take it. However, provoking them was a bit too much. Then do you know how to behave? Baya's face turned cold and she asked back. Benny paused. What do you mean? Benny's friend said angrily. He asked us for things again and again, and scolded us if we didn't give it to him. He's protecting my things. Why doesn't he know how to behave? Does he have to give it to you? Baya said coldly. Yo, you be asterisk tch. We gave you some face, but you really think you're a son of AB asterisk tch. We're taking these fish. I advise you to leave the fish, or else you'll have bones to eat today, Benny's friend said bossily. Gu Lingqing saw them bullying Baya, so she immediately went over and protected Baya behind her. Do you think it's useful to have a man? There are 8 of us here. Since we like your fish, we will give you face. Leave the fish and get lost, Benny's friend said. Benny, your friend is this kind of person. Can't you tell the good from the bad? Baya said sternly. Benny also felt that it was too much. Forget it, we can catch the fish ourselves. I want this fish today, Benny's friend said, looking at Benny's other friends. Some of his friends rolled up their sleeves, while others took out iron rods from their cars. Gu Lingqing, let's go. Baya was worried about Gu Lingqing. Xiaoya, wait for me in the car, said Gu Lingqing. But you, Tinghua, I'll be fine. Gu Lingqing promised, his sharp gaze sweeping across them. Baya wanted to get a weapon from the car to help Gu Lingqing, so she walked towards the car. The man with the iron rod hit Gu Lingqing. Gu Lingqing dashed forward and hit the man's armpit. The man retreated a few meters and knelt on the ground. The others saw that their friend was hit, so they joined in. In just 5 minutes, everyone was on the ground, except for Benny, who hadn't made a move. Baya wanted to help, but it seemed that she didn't need to do anything. When they were on the sea, she could feel that he was very good. There were more than 10 of them, and they were all good at swimming, but they couldn't beat him, let alone on land. But she didn't expect that he was so good behind him. In an instant, he had beaten the other party. Benny's face was pale, and the corner of his mouth twitched. We're all friends. Benny, you'll be marked by the company you keep. You study psychology too. You know what kind of person they are, and what kind of consequences they will bring you. You're on your own, said Baya. She turned around and left with Gu Lingqing. The sky was already dark. After the fight just now, their emotions were still agitated, and neither of them spoke. Half an hour later, Baya spoke first. I'm sorry. It's not your fault. Those people appeared suddenly. There are many accidents in life, and we can't control them. What we can do is to stay together and overcome all difficulties together, Gu Lingqing said meaningfully. Baya was an extremely smart person. She understood what he meant. Was it an accident that we separated? Yes, there was a bullet in the back of my head. You thought I would definitely die, said Gu Lingqing. His eyes darkened, and there was a faint mist in them. He didn't want to talk anymore. He looked at the front and pursed his lips. Baya was also faintly sad. She skipped this heavy topic. Where are you taking me? That place is a bit far. You sleep for a while. I'll wake you up when we get there, said Gu Lingqing. Okay. Baya put down the chair and closed her eyes. Gu Lingqing stopped the car and rearranged the things. He put down all the chairs at the back and made a bed. You sleep at the back. It'll be more comfortable. Remember to cover yourself with a blanket, said Gu Lingqing. Okay. Baya lay down at the back. Gu Lingqing covered Baya with a blanket. He drove and made the window smaller. They continued driving. Because she had been busy the whole day, she was also a little tired. She closed her eyes and fell asleep soon. Gu Lingqing drove for 5 hours. It was almost 12 o'clock when they reached the destination. It was too late. He didn't make the tent. He put the luggage on the passenger seat. Baya opened her eyes. Are we there? Yeah, we'll make do for today. We'll sleep in the car, said Gu Lingqing. Okay. Baya closed her eyes and continued to sleep in a daze. The next day, she heard birds chirping. When she opened her eyes, the sky was just getting brighter. Gu Lingqing was sleeping beside her. He slept late last night. She didn't wake him up and let him continue sleeping. When she opened the back door, she was stunned by what she saw. They drove to the top of the mountain. At first glance, there was a huge sea. In front of the sea was a green book. Above the green trees was mist. This scene was like a fairyland. It was too beautiful. It was so beautiful that her eyes were wet. Gu Lingqing got up and sat beside her. He said in a hoarse voice, "Morning. I'm sorry I woke you up. Sleep a little more." It's still early, said Baya. Gu Lingqing looked at the time on his watch. It's okay. This bit of time is enough. How did you find this place? It's so beautiful. It's 100 times more beautiful than the previous place. Compared to this place, the previous place could only be considered a leisure place, said Baya. A long time ago, when I was on a mission, I stopped here for a short while. I felt that this place is very beautiful. When the sun comes out later, you can see the colorful red in the mist below, said Gu Lingqing as he got out of the car. Chapter 790. Gu Lingqing put the tent under the shade of a tree and built a stone stove with stones. Baya went over to help and sighed. The only flaw is that there is no lake. Gu Lingqing smiled. Do you see the beach over there? If we have time, we can climb down there. It will take us about 2 hours, but we have to leave in the afternoon. So, we can go there on our next vacation. Yeah, it's so beautiful here. It's enjoyable to rest in such an environment. You rest for a while. I'll call you when I'm done with breakfast, Gu Lingqing said. I'm good at cooking. Do you have any noodles? There's still some left. Let's just have breakfast and have a good lunch. Then, we'll go back. Baya let Gu Lingqing do the cleaning when she was doing breakfast. She went to find some wood and branches. She sharpened the top of the branches and washed them with water. The sun rose. She put down her work and walked to the side. The sky was red at first. The sun shone through the clouds. White light could be seen clearly. It seemed to be very close. All of a sudden, the sun seemed to jump out of the clouds. A rainbow really did appear above the forest, and the mist rose. Nature is amazing. Baya sighed. Gu Lingqing looked at her and held her hand. From now on, we'll be together every day. We'll watch the sunrise together. We'll make breakfast together. We'll have lunch together. We'll have dinner together. We'll take a walk together and sleep together. We'll grow old slowly. It was supposed to be very simple, but when it came out of Gu Lingqing's mouth, she felt very warm and happy. After watching the sunrise, Baya looked at Gu Lingqing. He looked at her as well and smiled slightly. I want to drink fish soup at noon and then skewer the chicken. I think the grilled fish yesterday was delicious. Can I make that? Gu Lingqing asked. Of course. They brought a lot of water. It was enough to make a meal. After dinner, Baya and Gu Lingqing were resting in the tent. Gu Lingqing, there's one more thing in my heart, Baya said softly. What? Gu Lingqing turned around and looked at her. I want to see Lu Shuang, but I'm afraid to see her. It feels like I owe her something, but I can't remember what it is. Do you know what I owe her? Baya asked softly. Gu Lingqing nodded. Why? Baya asked. Lu Shuang and Shen Yiyan are a couple. Do you remember that? Gu Lingqing asked. Baya shook her head. She seemed to have forgotten 80% of the things in the past. Didn't Lu Shuang not like Shen Yiyan? Then he liked Shen Yiyan. You helped him get rid of Sheng Dongchang and Zhuo Chuani. Shen Yiyan could have been the president, but because of Lu Shuang, he failed. Buhua became the president. You told Buhua to let Shen Yiyan go after a year and let him reunite with Lu Shuang, Gu Lingqing explained. Has Shen Yiyan been let go? Baya asked curiously. No. Is it because it hasn't been a year? Gu Lingqing was silent and didn't say anything. Baya looked at Gu Lingqing. It's been more than a year. It's just that he hasn't been let go for some reason. If he hasn't been let go for a year, then he won't be let go in the future. Buhua was worried that Shen Yiyan would cause a bloodbath if he went out. Plus, you weren't here, so, Baya closed her eyes. Actually, she knew that politics was just that cruel. There was an idiom about enduring hardships. After King Go Jian was captured by King Wu, he lay on a haystack and suffered. He told himself that his life was tough and that he had to be patient and not forget about his current life. He was King Wu's groom and kept a low profile. He didn't resist at all. After King Wu let him go, he destroyed Wu country. Hence, he didn't let go because he was afraid. The more he was afraid, the more he was afraid. The future was always unpredictable. Gu Lingqing, let's go back, Baya said. Huh? Now? It's still early. We can rest for a while after we wake up, Gu Lingqing said. Baya sat up and looked at Gu Lingqing. I'm not talking about going back to America. I'm talking about going back to country A. Gu Lingqing looked at her deeply and sat up slowly. Have you thought it through? Baya nodded. Do everything you can to improve the military. Even if Shiniyan is released, because of you, the president can still sit on the throne. You hate being involved in politics the most, Gu Lingqing reminded her. People change. They change according to the environment, mentality, situation, and status. I don't know why I hated politics so much. But if Lu Shuang likes Shiniyan, should be on good terms with Shiniyan. I want to save Shiniyan. You've always wanted to save Shiniyan. Baya held Gu Lingqing's hand. You're a soldier. You have your duty to protect the country. The blood of a soldier flows in your veins. It's because you gave up what you love. Because you're my favorite, Gu Lingqing said in a low voice, looking at her with a burning gaze. She believed that his eyes were sincere, deep, and calm. Faintly, there was a hint of sadness and caution. She must have hurt him badly. I still have my child in country A. I don't know why I gave up everything and left. But now, I can't let go of my child. So, I want to go back to country A, Baya said. When do you want to go back? I want to finish all the cases on hand. Otherwise, it's not suitable for them to follow me to country A. My senior will come back to America in a few days to help me manage the clinic. Can you help with Chiong's contract? Baya asked. It's fine as long as I don't withdraw my investment. Chiong will give me face, Gu Lingqing said with certainty. Well, then there's no problem. Baya lay down. Gu Lingqing lay down too and used his arm as a pillow for her. Baya turned over, put her hand on his waist, and closed her eyes. People were strange. When she had nothing in her heart, she would be very calm, and her life would be dull and carefree. All she could do was smile and watch the leaves fall in the courtyard. She wanted to empty herself, not think about anything, live a simple life, and avoid loneliness. She wanted to be strong enough that she didn't need anyone's company. But there was always a place in her heart that was very empty. Sometimes, she felt inexplicably melancholic. When she had Gu Lingqing in her heart, she knew that there would be a lot of trouble and tiredness in the future. But she still wanted to give it a try. There was no next life, but she would not let down this life. She just hoped that there was nothing in her past that she couldn't bear. Chapter 791. They went back at 3 in the afternoon. When they reached home, it was already 7:30. After returning home, Baya cooked and cleaned the house. Gu Lingqing went back to see Little White and fed him. Little White barked in hunger. Gu Lingqing patted Little White's head. His eyes were filled with pity. I'll bring you wherever I go in the future. Woof woof. Little White barked. Let's go to your real owner's house. Gu Lingqing placed the dog cage in the car and brought the dog with him. He drove to Baya's house. Baya was still cleaning the house. Gu Lingqing placed the kennel in the backyard and helped Baya water the flowers. Baya stood beside him and looked at the flowers that she had taken care of. They are the ones that I can't bear to leave. You can let your seniors live in the house. Firstly, they can help you open the house. Secondly, they can help you take care of the flowers and plants, Gu Lingqing suggested. Good idea, Baya replied. Come over for dinner later. We'll have egg fried rice tonight. Baya said and turned around. Woof, woof. Little White saw Baya and barked at Baya. Baya saw Little White and was surprised. You brought him here. Baya squatted down. Little White ran towards her and came to her hand. Baya scratched Little White's chin. Little White squinted his eyes comfortably. Baya was happy too. She smiled and stood up. I'll go back to cook first. Gu Lingqing nodded. She went in and made a simple egg fried rice. She put diced chicken and eggs, shredded potatoes and green peppers. At night, Gu Lingqing stayed at Baya's house. They went to bed early as they were tired from the journey. The next morning, Baya woke up at 6 and realized that Gu Lingqing was no longer by her side. She woke up early, but Gu Lingqing was even earlier than her. She opened the window and saw Gu Lingqing practicing boxing in the backyard. She smiled. After brushing her teeth and washing up, she changed into casual sportswear and ran to him in the backyard. When a martial artist was training, even the person closest to him shouldn't stand behind him. It was muscle memory, and he might be accidentally injured. She had to stand in front of him and learn from his moves. And learn from him. Gu Lingqing looked at her well-behaved manner and raised a faint smile. His movements were firm, and his eyes were gentle. He made a move and stopped. Baya imitated his moves and stopped moving. Gu Lingqing held her hand and corrected her posture. The temperature of his palms was very high. Due to long-term training in martial arts and holding a gun, his palms had calluses. When he held her hand, she could feel the roughness. But it was precisely this kind of man that made people feel very safe and warm in their hearts. She was a smart person and had a strong ability to understand. She could do it right after he taught her once. Gu Lingqing touched her nose and said lovingly, "Smart." "Continue," Baya said, and continued to learn. It has been 2 hours since a set of Wing Chun boxing was finished. Baya was sweating. "I'm going to take a shower first. I'll come back tonight and continue." "Okay." Gu Lingqing nodded. As soon as she walked into the living room, she heard her phone ringing. She picked up her phone and found that Shen had called her 3 times. She was practicing martial arts in the backyard, so she didn't hear it. She answered the phone. "Baya, can you come to the police station in the morning?" Shen asked. "I have a patient at 9 o'clock, so I have to arrive at 10:30. You'd better remember my schedule in the future." Baya reminded him. "We found a very important piece of information, but we can't be sure if it's the murderer." Shen explained. "You don't have to call me so early if it's something important or urgent. I won't change my schedule unless it's urgent. Do you understand?" "See you at 10:30, Baya said and hung up. She looked at the time. It was already 8:25. She had to take a shower quickly and buy some bread on the way to the clinic. Otherwise, she would be late. She walked into the bathroom, took a shower, and saw the steamed buns on the table. She was surprised. "Where did you buy this?" "There are also shops opened by people from country A," Gu Lingqing explained. "You can have a simple meal. It will only take 10 minutes for me to take you to the clinic. You still have 10 minutes for breakfast. You won't be late." "Did you buy it nearby? Why didn't I find such a shop?" Baya said in surprise. She went to the kitchen and poured some vinegar. "No, it's a little far. It takes about 20 minutes to get there." "So?" Baya was even more curious. "You went there by rocket." Gu Lingqing was amused by her. "I bought it at 5:30 and left it on the table. You woke up late, so I didn't wake you. When you went to take a shower just now, you found it cold, so I went to heat it up." "Ah." Baya understood. She was in a hurry to practice martial arts with him, so she didn't notice the steamed buns and tofu pudding on the table. She answered the phone just now and was in a hurry to take a shower, so she still didn't see the steamed buns. Previously, when she was researching the brain's heaviness, she discovered that when one's attention was focused on one place, everything else around them would be ignored. Everything would be frozen on the computer screen like a photo, but the only thing that could be remembered was what they saw when they were focused on it at that time. At this time, hypnosis is to let the subconscious enter the frozen image. The information may be vague, but it can find some images that we can't remember. So, she was like this just now. There were steamed buns in her sight, but because she was focused on other things, the steamed buns were ignored. She quickly finished her breakfast, and Gu Lingqing sent her to the clinic. In the future, when we wake up in the morning, the first thing we do is eat breakfast. Otherwise, eating too fast is not good for the stomach, Gu Lingqing said. Yes, it takes 28 days to form a habit. When I go back, I need to make a new plan. I want to practice martial arts, and I want to continue taking care of flowers and plants. I'll go to your military base and be in charge of psychology. I'll take care of our child. That's good. Gu Lingqing didn't reply, but his gaze softened. This kind of date was indeed good, and it was the life of his dreams. After a while, Baya arrived at the clinic. It was 2 minutes to 9, and the little boy was already there. Baya smiled at him. Come with me. The little boy locked his eyes with Baya and went to the treatment room. Baya poured him a glass of water and sat opposite him. Have you seen that man recently? The little boy shook his head. Ever since I chatted with you, I'm not afraid of him anymore, but he doesn't appear anymore. I don't think I'll see him again, right? Not necessarily. When your willpower is not strong enough, he'll come out. But when he comes out, you don't have to be afraid. Try your best to stare at him. Look at the illogical parts of him, and you'll know that this person is actually vulnerable. You can make him disappear with just your mind. He's fake, and he doesn't have any strength, Baya said with a smile. Chapter 792. If it's possible, I would like to do an abnormal treatment for you. I would enter your subconscious so that you would be awake the entire time, Baya suggested. The boy was a little afraid. If he comes out, he might do something to hurt you. Baya smiled. This person is a figment of your imagination. You can defeat him, and you can protect me. I believe in you. The boy nodded. He nervously drank all the alcohol in the glass. Baya poured him another glass of water and mixed the medicine. She passed it to him. Drink it all in one gulp. The boy listened and drank it all. He looked at Baya worriedly. Baya sat opposite him, tapping her fingers on the table and looking at him quietly. The boy ate the medicine and was a little sleepy. He closed his eyes. Galen, tell me, what do you see? Baya guided him. A house, a 2-story building. It's really scary and desolate. There's a dead tree at the door with a crow on it. There are dark clouds above the house. It's so dark that it looks like it's going to press down, Galen said. Open the door and see what's inside? Baya said. Galen's entire body was trembling. Baya held his hand. Don't be afraid, I will be here. No one will hurt you. Galen calmed down. Baya didn't let go. What do you see? It's dark, really dark. I can't see anything, I can't see anything. Close your eyes and look with your heart. I see that woman. She's lying on the bed. She asked me to wear her dress. I want to kill her. Galen said viciously. He opened his eyes and looked at Baya with a murderous aura. He hollered, what do you want? You want to kill me? Baya was shocked. She let go and looked at Galen suspiciously. Her eyes met his fierce gaze. It's not that I'm going to kill you. You're the one who's going to harm him again. If you show up again, he'll be done for. After that, don't come here to see me. Go to the prison, Baya said. As long as you don't harm us, nothing will happen to us. Women are all despicable things that say one thing and mean another. I'm going to kill you. Garen charged forward. Although he was only 14 years old, his body was as strong as an adult man. Baya was no match for him at all. Baya smiled. Can you kill him? Look at where you are. This is heaven. All sins will be destroyed. Don't harm Garen. Hurry up and leave. In the future, he can still go to heaven. If you stay by his side, you will only drag him to hell. Those who have done such things will all be in hell. Your stepmother. What nonsense are you spouting? This is not heaven. This is clearly your office, and you still want to lie to me? Galen said angrily. Galen, you've never trusted me. You've been defensive. You were afraid that I would find out that you killed your stepmother, Baya said straightforwardly. So, everyone who finds out will die, including you. If I die, do you think you can escape? If I die, you will be arrested because you killed me. Not only will you not live, but you will also live in fear before you die. The only one who can save you now is me, Baya said, staring at him sharply. I don't believe you. My treatment process here is recorded. Baya opened the pinhole camera installed on the sofa. Your every move has been recorded and uploaded. If you kill me, everyone will know that you did it. You won't be able to escape. However, as long as you leave Garen, he will be safe. Garen stared at Baya. Baya looked back at him calmly. I still don't believe you. You should believe me. After all, after I found out that you were a murderer, I didn't abandon you. Instead, I stayed here with you and helped you. If I wanted to harm you, you would be finished if you left now. Right, Galen? Baya said. Galen's gaze loosened a little. Galen, if you can't defeat evil, you can only be destroyed. The evil now isn't protecting you, but harming you. Galen stared at Baya. Think about it. Without evil, you can live like a normal child. With evil, you will soon become a prisoner, Baya guided. Galen looked at Baya in a daze. His eyes flickered intensely. You know what you should do. Do you see? This evil person is actually your evil thoughts. He is harming you and devouring you, Baya said. She watched as Galen fainted and lay on the sofa. She stared at Galen and said, when you hear the clapping, you can wake up. She clapped her hands. Galen opened his eyes and looked at Baya in a daze. Was that person me? What did you do to your stepmother? No. Tell me the truth. I'm helping you, Baya asked. My stepmother abused me. She made me wear a red dress and then let her play with me on the bed. My father came back and killed her in anger, Galen said. You lied about the confession. Who was the other male victim? It was my stepmother's lover. They played with me. I was very scared. My father told me not to say, Galen said sadly. Baya understood. Many cases showed that many victims would become abusers. This was a form of emotional release. Galen knew that it wasn't good, so he split into a violent personality. He hated women, especially women who wanted to have sex with him. In the future, you will get better. You will know that the person is you. But you have to control it. You can't let it come out again. He will destroy you. If he didn't destroy you, you wouldn't have come here. Right, Galen? Baya said gently. Galen nodded. If you feel bored, go out and play basketball. Do what you like. You will achieve your goals. That is the right way to go and you will find happiness. Can I come again next week? Galen asked in anticipation. My fees aren't low. Your mother found me to cure you. From this, you can see that she really loves you. Do you really want to hurt someone who loves you? You don't have to come here anymore. I will wait for you to grow up and become an outstanding person, Baya said with a smile. Galen was a little disappointed. Baya patted his shoulder. Hi, boy. You have to become someone that others look up to and not look up to. Good luck. Galen nodded and became high-spirited. Good luck. Baya opened the door to send Galen off. She saw that Gu Lingqing was actually there. Did he not leave after sending her here? She smiled. She walked towards Gu Lingqing. You didn't leave? He replied in a low voice. Chapter 793. Gu Lingqing, Baya shouted. Yeah, Gu Lingqing replied. Baya smiled. I'll call Qiong now. Gu Lingqing looked at the time on his phone. That's good too. This way, we can eat with more peace of mind. Baya contacted Xiong and went to the police station. Shen called the others over and sent them the information. We found it. These girls went to XX road together. This road leads to a remote beach. There's a large gap between the surveillance cameras on the road. AI Wei tracked the car of the last girl and realized that she passed some distance away from the person with the license plate number XXX01. We checked the car and found that the license plate was used. Hence, we suspect that there's something wrong with that person. That person is very cautious and is very familiar with XX road. He knows where there are surveillance cameras and where there aren't. The girls he targeted have a few things in common. 1. They're all young. 2. They're all very pretty. 3. They don't have many friends. 4. They're materialistic. 5. They're rebellious. 6. They're too ambitious, Baya analyzed. So, Baya, what do you think we should do next? Shen asked. Since we know which road he's been on, it'll be easy. We can find a pretty girl to lure the criminal, Howard suggested. Roy looked at Baya. You're the only girl here. I don't agree, Gu Lingqing objected. It was too dangerous. He didn't want Baya to commit such a crime. I don't fit the type of target that the murderer would choose. I don't fit the criteria. You can find one in the police station. I've told you the conditions, Baya said rationally. All right, I'll look for one first. Then, I'll lure the murderer. After that, we'll need your help, Baya. Maybe it'll be during your working hours, Shen said. Baya nodded. She had already treated all the patients in her clinic. She wouldn't be accepting any patients anymore. There should be time in the future. She would also leave after helping Qiong with the cases on hand. It was only 11 p.m. when they left the police station. Where are we going to eat? Asked Baya. I remember you have a seafood restaurant. It tastes good. I have taken my friends there several times. They have become regulars there. Gu Lingqing said, holding Baya's hand. After I leave, I still can't bear to part with this shop. When the time comes, I'll leave it to my senior to manage. If you like seafood, we can open a few after we go back. I'll find someone to take care of it. You can eat whatever you want. Just ask them to fly the freshest seafood over. I can still do that. Baya smiled. In fact, she liked Seattle very much. She liked life and environment, and it was easier for her to get along with people. However, she still had her duty to do, and Gu Lingqing also had his duty to do. Perhaps, after they retired, they could continue to live in Seattle. Baya and Gu Lingqing went to the seafood restaurant. The waiter came up to them enthusiastically. What would you like to eat today? Baya looked at Gu Lingqing. 2 king crabs with cheese paella, Gu Lingqing said. Baya nodded and gestured for the waiter to prepare. Even though it was noon, there were still many customers in the restaurant. There were 6 tables. At night, there would be a lot more customers than now. Baya chose a table by the window and sat down. There was beautiful and light music playing in the restaurant. Coupled with the sound of the wind, the waves, and the seabirds, it felt quite good. It really felt like a restaurant by the sea. Do you know a girl called Ellie? She was a black man and used to be a secret agent. You should know her, right? She used to be in Team 11, Baya asked. Yes, Qiong reported it to me, Gu Lingqing said. Later, she found someone to kidnap me. Do you know about this? Baya asked again. Yes, Qiong will report to me as long as it's related to you, Gu Lingqing said calmly. Later, I saw her fighting with a man in front of my house. In the end, I think she was taken away by the man. Do you know about this? Baya asked again. Yes, that man is Zhang Xingyu. He's my man. He's in charge of protecting you. Baya suddenly understood. No wonder he appeared in time when she was almost raped in the parking lot. It turned out that he was protecting her in the dark. Where is Ellie now? Baya asked in confusion. I remember you once said that people should be responsible for their own actions and pay the corresponding consequences. I didn't protect her and left her to fend for herself. She offended a few big bosses. I don't know what happened after that, but I can be sure that she can't hurt you now, Gu Lingqing said in a deep voice. His eyes were very deep, as if there was something hidden in them. Baiya was inexplicably flustered and didn't ask further. I was wondering why she didn't come to me for revenge. Both of them didn't speak. The atmosphere was a little strange and awkward. I was wondering why she didn't come to me for revenge. Baiya drank a mouthful of water. Both of them didn't speak, which made her feel uncomfortable. She found a topic and said, "How many years have you practiced Kung Fu?" "I practiced when I was young." "Have you practiced Tai Chi?" "When I saw the young Zhang Sanfeng, I felt that it was a very powerful Kung Fu. I saw a lot of old men practicing it in the park." "No. Maybe, I'll practice it when I'm older," Gu Lingqing said simply. "Why do you have to wait until you're older to practice? Can't you practice it now?" Baiya was curious. When he said that, she seemed to see that most of the people who practiced Tai Chi were old men, and there were fewer young people. Tai Chi pays attention to too many things. It's different from other Kung Fu practices. It's a combination of hardness and softness, and it can't be achieved in 1 or 2 years. Moreover, it requires talent. Some people without talent practice for 20 years, but it's useless. In the army, they will practice on strength and speed. It's more intuitive. As long as they work hard, they can achieve better results, Gu Lingqing explained patiently. Baiya nodded. "I think I understand. Maybe, I can practice it. If you want to practice, I know a master. His Tai Chi has reached the peak of perfection. Moreover, his meridian massage is also unparalleled. It's all about the internal meridian. The effect is very obvious, and it has something to do with medical students. I'll introduce him to you when I get back. He doesn't come out easily. You speak as if he's an immortal in the mountains. He pays attention to people and nature. I also met him when I was on a mission a long time ago," Gu Lingqing explained. While they were chatting, the king crab was ready. The waiter served several kinds of seasonings. The seasonings Baiya used were very special, so there were a lot of repeat customers. Moreover, he was considerate enough to send 2 pairs of scissors. Baiya went to pry open the pliers. Because it had just come out of the pot, it was still a little hot. She touched the pliers and retracted her hand. Gu Lingqing had already cut the meat off the leg and placed it on her plate. Chapter 794. Baiya was touched and looked at him. "You eat too. When the king crab is cold, I can eat it. I'm quite good at eating king crab. I'll peel it for you." Gu Lingqing's simple sentence was a statement. It was irresistible. It was domineering and strong, but her heart was warm. Baiya didn't reject his kindness and ate the king crab. "You eat too," Baiya said. "Okay," Gu Lingqing answered. Baiya's king crab wasn't so hot. She cut it and ate it herself. It was a happy thing to chat with a friend while eating king crab. "Have you told Xiong that we're leaving?" Baiya asked. "Not yet. I'm going to tell him tonight. Do you think he'll agree? We've helped him solve a few troublesome cases." Baiya took a sip and sucked the meat out of the crab's leg. It was especially delicious. He has to agree. After all, it's our freedom to stay or leave, Gu Lingqing said with certainty. She was relieved when he said that. If Qiong wanted to be promoted, the more strange cases he solved, the better. If they left, Qiong would lose his bargaining chip. He would definitely ask her to stay, but if she wanted to leave, Qiong wouldn't be able to stop her. After a while, the waiter brought the cheese paella over. There were squid and prawns in the paella. There was also nutritious and delicious caviar in it. It was very crispy. Actually, she was already full after eating half of it. However, it wasn't tiring to chat with Gu Lingqing. She quite liked this kind of life. When she was full, she would rest for a while. Although Gu Lingqing didn't talk much, no matter what she asked, he would answer her patiently. He knew a lot of things and was very knowledgeable. She had never heard of many things before, so she listened with great interest. Do you have anything to do in the afternoon? Gu Lingqing asked. I don't have anything to do in the afternoon. I have a patient tomorrow morning, but he hasn't looked for me recently. I'll give him a call later. Maybe I don't have to go tomorrow morning, so I'm free tomorrow. The day after tomorrow, a girl might come for hypnosis. I'll ask my assistant to call and ask, Baya said. You don't see many patients. I didn't open a clinic to make money. I just don't want to be too bored. After all, this is my main profession. I don't want to waste it, nor do I want to work too hard. When we go back, I will arrange the corresponding work for you. The intensity will not be high. If you are tired, tell me and I will help you adjust, Gu Lingqing said. Let's support each other and improve together. Baya finished the crab feet and started to eat the middle part. You don't seem to have eaten much. You should eat more. Baya's phone rang. Seeing that it was Shen, she picked it up. Baya, we've chosen a girl. Come over and take a look. See if she is suitable. Baya felt that they were too dependent on her. Shen, I'll leave soon. You have to judge for yourselves. I can't be here all the time. What do you mean? You'll leave soon. Where are you going? Shen was shocked. Back to my country, Baya said directly. Shen was stunned. Does Chiong know about this? Baya glanced at Gu Lingqing. I don't know yet, but I'll know soon. I won't be coming over. Send me the video of the girl later. I'll have a look. Oh, okay. Shen hung up. I'll tell Chiong after dinner, Gu Lingqing said. Tell her. You're going to leave anyway. It's good to let them prepare in advance. Baya took a deep breath. She was too full. She lay on the sofa and tapped the table with her fingers. Oh, didn't you say that you have some problems in your heart? Do you want to tell me now? My problems are because of you. Since you're by my side, I naturally don't have any problems, Gu Lingqing said faintly, the corners of her lips curling up slightly. You're lying. You look a little uncomfortable. You're trying to hide it. You're smiling because you're uncomfortable. Don't you want to tell me? Baya asked again. Gu Lingqing nodded. Maybe. Xiaoya, I don't want to tell you yet. Can you give me some time? I don't want to tell you not because I want to hide it from you. I just don't want you to be troubled with me. But soon, I'll be able to solve all the problems. Baya looked at him. His eyes were deep, firm and distant. He was calm and reserved. It was hard to tell from his face, but it was also convincing. I'll give you a year. If you don't tell me after a year, I'll be angry. After that, I won't talk to you anymore, Baya said. Okay, let's make a deal. I'll tell you before November next year. After the meal, they went home together. Xiao Bai heard the sound of the car from afar. He was exchanging in the backyard. Baya took the dog food to the backyard. Xiao Bai stuck out his tongue, wagged his tail and ran back happily. Baya fed him the food. Xiao Bai lowered his head and ate. Are you tired? If you're tired, take a nap, Gu Lingqing stood behind her and said. I didn't have the habit of taking a nap in the afternoon. Baya said. She looked at him and smiled. You can change your habits. If you have time to take a nap in the afternoon, you'll be especially energetic in the afternoon. It's also good for your body. It can let your muscles and bones rest. Rest for a while. I've already lit the incense for you, Gu Lingqing said. Baya took a deep breath and entered the house. The room was filled with her favorite smell and her favorite music. Listening to it made her feel at peace. It was as if she was standing in the center of the universe. She went back to her room to sleep. Gu Lingqing just sat at the head of her bed. Baya didn't understand and asked, aren't you going to sleep? You sleep. I'll watch you sleep, Gu Lingqing said softly. Baya closed her eyes and soon fell asleep. After a long time, when she opened her eyes again, Gu Lingqing wasn't there. She shouted, Gu Lingqing. No one answered her. She felt uneasy. If Gu Lingqing was there, he would answer her and appear in front of her. She seemed to have seen this scene in her dreams. She got up from the bed, opened the door and looked downstairs. Gu Lingqing wasn't there. She walked to the backyard. Xiao Bai was lying on the lawn and sleeping. There was no sound of Gu Lingqing. It was strange. If he went out, he should have told her, shouldn't he? She called him. The phone rang 5 times before he answered. You're awake. His voice was deep and emotionless. It felt cold, and there was a chill in his tone. Where are you? Baya asked carefully. I have something to do. I'll be back in about half an hour. Is it inconvenient to talk about something? Baya asked. Chapter 795. After saying that, he hung up the phone. Baya's heart sank a little. She remembered that when she first saw Gu Lingqing, he seemed to be chased by some people. Could it be that his trip this time had something to do with these people? There were many mysteries about Gu Lingqing. She didn't understand and was afraid to understand. After so many years of studying psychology, she knew that the more you cared about something, the more you had to force yourself not to think about it and not to investigate it. The more you worried, the more you were afraid, the more you put your heart and soul on someone, the more you couldn't work. When you couldn't help him at all, you would become a burden to him. She got up and cleaned the house, but Gu Lingqing still didn't come back. People were really strange. She told Alan that if you found a person, this person could make you worry about him and make you unable to let go, then you found the right person. However, when you really met such a person, it was hard to calm your heart. When that kind of heart-wrenching feeling was serious, you might as well live alone. At least, there were no times when you were sad, and there were no times when your heart would ache faintly. God was fair to everyone. When you didn't want to love, when there was no love, you could see more of the world. When there was love, you could only see and think of her. She was afraid that she would feel uncomfortable and call him, so she turned off her phone. She left her phone at home and went out with an umbrella. She went to the park for a walk, walked to the lake, bought a bag of fish food, and fed the fish. After a while, many goldfish came. They fought for food. There were more and more fish. Baya raised a smile, simple and happy. Patron Bai, someone shouted. Baya turned around in surprise. It was a man in a monk's robe, with very white skin and a sincere smile on his face. His skin was very white, and he was handsome and kind. He made her feel very comfortable. He called her Patron Bai, so he should be someone who knew her. Unfortunately, she really forgot a lot. Hello, Baya said with a smile. The ancient mage's smile became even brighter. It seems that you have thought it through and are no longer obsessed. Baya's heart ached faintly. I didn't figure it out. I just forgot a lot of things that I couldn't figure out. Grandmaster Gufa was very calm. Do you regret it? Baya shook her head. I think that at that time, I must have been at a stage where I couldn't take it anymore. She forgot everything, so in exchange for the peace I have now. My state of mind changes according to the environment. Even a usually docile rabbit would reveal its ferocious side and bite people in a bad environment. My state of mind during that period of time should have collapsed. So, I don't regret my choice at that time. It's just a process. You've undergone nirvana, Master Gufa said happily. Benefactor, you're the last person I've seen with the root of wisdom. You don't have to come and recruit me. Even if I do, I will be in a nunnery. Baya said jokingly. Buddhism is just a formality. Buddha is in your heart, and you can cultivate Buddhism anywhere. It's fine as long as Benefactor Bai is happy. Have you always been in the US? Baya asked curiously. I'm here for academic research, so I'll be staying here for 2 days. Have you finished eating? Let me treat you to dinner, Baya invited. It's okay, I'm a vegetarian. They've made arrangements. I just want to catch up with you and learn from you, Master. Master Gufa smiled. Let's go then. I know of a restaurant opened by a Chinese, but it's a bit far. They grow their own vegetables and the vegetables are quite fresh. I wonder if you're busy tonight. I can rest today. Master Gufa, wait for me on the road for 5 minutes. I'll go back and drive. Let's walk together. I've been walking for the whole day. I'm out for a walk because I want to relax. Master Gufa made a walking gesture. Master, many people are troubled by love. Will they come to you for guidance? Baya asked curiously. It seems like you've forgotten a lot of things. I only show people according to fate. I only see 2 people a day. I won't see more than that, Master Gufa explained. Among the people you see, is there anyone who is troubled by love? Baya changed the way she asked. Yes, you. You're the most troubled person I've ever seen. For love, you can stain your hands with blood. Fortunately, it's all for the sake of fame. So, God is kind and gave you nirvana rebirth. Stain my hands with blood? Baya was shocked. Her eyes were filled with tears. Then, she smiled. I've forgotten about it too. Shengdongcheng, Zhuachuni's death was planned by you. You also contributed to Xingbuhua's rise to power. Have you forgotten about all these? Yes, I've forgotten about it. No wonder there's no resentment, murderous intent, or hatred in your eyes. You're very peaceful. But, are you still troubled by love? Master Gufa asked softly. His voice was really pleasant to listen to. It was like the sound of nature imbued with the light of Buddha, making people feel relaxed both physically and mentally. Love is a very subtle thing. There's a limit to everything. The more you love, the more you pester, the more you care, and the more you force it, the further you can push the other party away. The right way to deal with it is to do your own thing and focus on yourself. Even if you care, you have to control yourself and be indifferent. This way, if the other party is comfortable with you, he'll never leave. Even if he leaves, it's okay because he's already used to living without him, Baya said calmly. You've done well. You've done well in everything you do, Grandmaster Gufa said, pleased. Baya went home to get his car. Gu Lingqing wasn't back yet. In his heart, he felt a little disappointed. However, even if he was disappointed, it was useless. He couldn't change the situation, so he had to get used to it. Baya drove for more than an hour and stopped at a farm. Master Gufa followed Baya in to eat. The hostess was happy to see Baya. Dr. Bai. I'm here with my friends. I've made 5 vegetarian dishes. Do as you see fit. Baya handed it over to the hostess. Alright, I'll go pick the vegetables now. Have a seat and have a cup of fruit tea. I made it this year, the hostess said and brewed them some fruit tea. Do you still want your fortunes read? Master Gufa asked. Baya shook her head. I don't want to. I can't force it. I'll just let nature take its course. I'll be at peace and live happily. Master Gufa smiled. You've reached nirvana. You're more enlightened than me. When you leave, bring some watermelons with you. They grow their own watermelons and they're really sweet. However, the watermelons now are too late. Next month, we'll only know about the watermelons in the greenhouse, Baya explained. She saw a familiar figure from the corner of her eyes and she turned to look. Gu Lingqing stood at the door and looked at her with a burning gaze. Chapter 796. Baya had a sour feeling in his heart, but he did not show it. He smiled and asked, Why are you here? Gu Lingqing walked towards Baya. I've told you that my people have been protecting you. So, I know where you've been and what you've been doing. Baya's heart sank. He felt annoyed as if he was being watched. Don't get anyone to follow me anymore. It makes me uncomfortable. I'm worried that something might happen to you. Gu Lingqing did not agree. Baiya chuckled. Nothing will happen. If something happens, then it's fate. It doesn't matter. I care. Gu Lingqing stopped the topic with these 3 simple words and looked at Master Gufa. Master Gufa stood up with great self-restraint, nodded slightly to Gu Lingqing, and said, Almsgiver Gu, long time no see. Gu Lingqing also nodded at Master Gufa. Long time no see. The food here is delicious. Come and sit with us, Baiya said to Gu Lingqing. Gu Lingqing did not say anything. He sat next to Baiya and picked up Baiya's cup of tea. Master Gufa looked at Gu Lingqing and frowned. Baiya noticed his expression and asked, What's wrong? Master Gufa smiled and shook his head. He did not want to say more. The 3 of them did not say anything. The atmosphere was tense. Baiya took a deep breath. Suddenly, he did not have anything to say. He smiled and asked Master Gufa, Can I go when you're discussing Buddhist scriptures tomorrow? I think it'll be interesting. Gu Lingqing looked at Baiya. Baiya noticed his gaze but pretended not to see it. Of course, Master Gufa said. Can you give me an address and time? I'll give you my phone number. You can contact me when the time comes, Master Gufan said. Baiya smiled happily and took out his phone. Looks like today is a very lucky day for me to be able to get the master's phone number. Grandmaster Gufa also smiled. I look forward to your arrival tomorrow. Gu Lingqing's face became darker and darker. He drank all the water in Baiya's cup. The first dish that the hostess brought over was a green pumpkin vine. Master, please enjoy, Baiya invited. Master Gufa took a bite. It's really fresh. The hostess quickly brought over the tomato eggs and said to Master Gufan, I know that you Buddhists believe that egg yolk is meat and egg white is vegetable. These eggs are all fried with egg white. Thank you, benefactor. Grandmaster Gufa expressed his gratitude. You're welcome. It's what I should do. The hostess left happily. Master, have you eaten meat before? Baiya asked curiously. I haven't. I was abandoned at the entrance of the temple when I was still a baby. It was my master who saved me, Master Gufa said. Do you want to eat meat? Baiya asked again. Master Gufa smiled. I don't want to. Vegetables are enough to fill my stomach. Why would I want anything else? I can focus on other things. Eating is just to maintain one's basic skills. In fact, eating less is good for the body. Have you been in love before? Baiya asked again. No, Master Gufa said with a smile. Have you thought about being in love before? Baiya asked. I don't want to. My life is already very fulfilling. It's so fulfilling that I don't need anything else. Great love is more precious than love. I need more love to love others. Grandmaster Ancient Spell said. Baiya carefully thought about what Master Gufa said. Great love is more precious than romantic love. Does she not have love? That's why she's worried about love. The hostess served the 3rd dish, sweet potato leaves. This is a seasonal dish. It's only available now. After this season, it'll be very difficult to eat it, the hostess introduced. Okay, thank you. The hostess saw that another man had come. She was busy cooking and forgot to pour tea. She immediately prepared a cup for Gu Lingqing and a pot of fruit tea. Thank you, Baiya said with a smile. The hostess was very happy too. She happily went to cook. During the meal, Baiya and Master Gufa were the only ones chatting. Gu Lingqing sat at the side. He didn't touch the food or say anything. He just drank a lot of fruit tea. After the meal, they were going back. Gu Lingqing stood up and walked out of the door. Baiya looked at Gu Lingqing and felt uncomfortable. She thought that she didn't do anything wrong. However, Gu Lingqing gave her a gloomy look, which made her very annoyed. After walking out of the door, she said to Gu Lingqing kindly, I drove my own car here. I'll send Master Gufa back later. Gu Lingqing gritted her teeth, turned her face away, got into her car, and drove away first. Baiya sighed. She had guts. They felt like they were no longer in the same world. It was easy to fall in love, but difficult to get along. That was how it was. They would consume the love they had in the past in getting along until there was only mutual disgust, hatred, and annoyance left. In the end, they would go their separate ways and never see each other again. Perhaps it would be the same for her and Gu Lingqing. Her usual job was to guess people's minds. She just wanted to live a casual life and breathe freely. Giving up might be a way out. She didn't think about anything for the time being. She got into her car, and Master Gufa sat next to her. He should be angry, Master Gufa said. Anger will hurt others and affect their mood, but in fact, the one who hurts the most is himself. If he can't get over it. Baiya paused and didn't continue. It's strange. Your evil spirit has been eliminated, but Gu Lingqing's evil spirit is even stronger than it was 2 years ago, Master Gufa said as he looked ahead. Life is a kind of cultivation. If you cultivate well, you'll be able to see through love and make yourself and others feel comfortable. If you don't, you won't be able to grow. You'll be in a cycle of negative emotions. That's my opinion, Baiya said. She took a deep breath and drove. It was already late. The street lights were turned on, and the flickering light fell on her elegant face. Master Gufa looked at Baiya. Are you ready to give up? Baiya smiled. Master, if you become a psychologist, your achievements will be higher than mine. You understand human nature better than I do, and you understand the law better. Chapter 797. Everyone had their own beliefs. Baiya didn't question Master Gufa's beliefs. Perhaps, she had done too many bad things in her previous life. That was why she was having such a hard time in this life. Perhaps, if I pass through all the tribulations in this life, I'll be able to live a happy life in my next life, Baiya joked. Suddenly, something darted out. Baiya was shocked and stopped the car. What's wrong? Master Gufa asked. I don't know. There seems to be something. Baiya opened the door and walked out. She saw a woman lying on the ground. She was wearing tattered clothes and her eyes were filled with fear. Are you okay? Baiya asked. Save me, the woman said anxiously. Get in the car, Baiya said without thinking. The woman quickly stood up and wanted to get in Baiya's car. Gu Lingqing was behind them. He stopped and said to the woman, Get in my car. The woman looked at Baiya and Gu Lingqing. Then, she got in Gu Lingqing's car. Gu Lingqing didn't say anything and drove away. Baiya had a weird feeling. Then, she returned to the car. Benefactor Gu is a person who is very secretive, Grandmaster Gufa said. Yeah, he's very secretive. He doesn't show his thoughts on his face. I can't see through him. I might as well not try to see through him. Baiya smiled. Master Gufa smiled. I'm looking forward to your arrival tomorrow. Maybe I can get a sponsor and build a nunnery on my mountain. Although we won't be under the same roof, we can talk about Buddhism often. It's a good thing. I'm tempted. There's a mountain and it sounds great, Baiya said, playing a Buddhist song. Master Gufa was surprised. You usually listen to this song? I listen to it often. It calms my mind and removes my fatigue, Baiya took a deep breath and said. Yes, I think so too. Just put it in the park where you saw me, Master Archmage said. I'll send you directly to your place. I still have other things to do, Master Gufa said. Since he said so, Baiya couldn't force him. She drove the Master of Ancient Magic to the park and then drove back. Gu Lingqing was not back yet. When she heard Xiao Bai's barking, she smiled and took the dog food to the backyard to feed Xiao Bai. Little White wagged its tail as it ate. Baya rubbed Little White's head and thought that it was too lonely in the backyard. She wanted to find a wife for it so that it wouldn't be lonely. After feeding Little White, she went back to her room. Just like how she used to live alone, she put on some beautiful music, lit up some aromatherapy, turned on the water, went to the bathroom to get a towel, took off her clothes, wrapped it around her, and washed her clothes. The clothes were washed and the water was ready. She lay in the fish tank. Ever since Alan came, she hadn't had a good bath like this. It was so comfortable. Time trickled by. She heard a knock on the door. It was probably Gu Lingqing, but she couldn't be bothered. She didn't want to see him today. She would feel frustrated and uncomfortable. The sound outside the door disappeared and Baya continued to soak in the water. With a click, the bathroom door opened. Baya turned around in surprise and looked at Gu Lingqing. "I didn't give you the key." The moment she said that, Gu Lingqing's eyes darkened. The other meaning of that sentence was that she didn't open the door on purpose. His eyes darkened and he went out. Baya didn't care and continued to soak in the bath. She didn't think about anything else. After another 10 minutes, she got up, changed her clothes, dried her hair, and came out. Gu Lingqing sat on the sofa quietly and looked at him. His expression was much better now. He looked at her carefully and explained, "I can come in without the key." Baya's lips twitched. This skill sounds a little scary. Gu Lingqing's heart was entangled by poisonous vines. It was sour and painful. She looked at Baya deeply. "I thought you weren't back yet. I think that even a married couple needs personal space. What do you think?" Baya asked. Gu Lingqing looked at her and didn't say a word. His eyes darkened. "I think it's a little tiring to be with you. You don't like to talk and I can't see you clearly. Gu Lingqing, you can go back first today. I want to rest alone. Is that okay?" Baya said in a friendly tone. "I'm sorry," Gu Lingqing said. Baya smiled. "You didn't do me wrong. You have the right to do whatever you want." Gu Lingqing stood up and walked towards Baya. He hugged her and skipped thousands of words. He said in a low voice, "Don't chase me away." Baya looked straight ahead. Perhaps she had endured a lot today and wasn't in a good mood. She tried her best to control herself, but she couldn't say anything to make him stay. She felt that if he stayed today, she would be more depressed. The depression hadn't been resolved and it would explode sooner or later. "I'm sorry, please give me some time," Baya said firmly. Gu Lingqing's whole body froze, and he stood there stiffly. Baya pushed him away and opened the door. Gu Lingqing looked at her. "Then keep your phone switched on at all times." Baya smiled and didn't say a word. Gu Lingqing walked towards the door dispiritedly. When he passed by her, he stopped and looked at her without saying a word. "It's late," Baya reminded. "Forgive me," Gu Lingqing said these 3 simple words. Baya smiled. "You didn't do anything wrong. You don't have to put yourself in such a lowly position. You've already forgotten me. How can I not be lowly? You can let go and be carefree. How can I not be lowly? The next second, you don't want me anymore. How can I not be lowly?" Gu Lingqing was a little emotional. Her heart was squeezed tightly. Put your focus on yourself and do what you should do. That way, even if there's no one else, you'll still persist in doing what you want. Life is meaningful. In this world, it's not that you can't live without someone, Baya said coldly. "My focus is you," Gu Lingqing said in a low voice. His gaze was firm and persistent. Baya smiled. She really felt that it was quite funny. She didn't want to say anything at first. She wanted to digest it tonight and continue to be in a good mood tomorrow. Chapter 798. Gu Lingqing's expression softened and he looked at her with a burning gaze. "I can explain." "No need, I don't want to hear it." "That's your business," Baya said coldly. "So you're kicking me out?" Gu Lingqing frowned and asked. I wanted to think about our relationship, but I think there's no need to think about it anymore. You can think that I'm cold or heartless, but I'm just that kind of person. I'm not worthy of your love. Our relationship ends here. You said that we haven't divorced yet, so let's do it sometime. I don't want any of your assets. What about Shosho? You don't want it either? Gu Lingqing asked. The child is yours too. I believe that you'll be a good father. Meeting will just increase the sadness of parting. If we don't meet, everyone will be at peace. Everyone can be at peace. Gu Lingqing's eyes were bloodshot and he smiled bitterly. I'm afraid you're the only one who can be at peace. I won't get a divorce. I'll contact you tomorrow. Gu Lingqing didn't force her anymore. The more he forced her, the further she pushed him away. He left her house. Baya closed the door, took a deep breath, and took another deep breath, trying to calm her irritable mood. She returned to her room and thought quietly. She finally understood why she would hypnotize herself back then. Gu Lingqing was too quiet. He didn't say anything and people couldn't guess what he was thinking. He was very irritated. When suppressed to a certain extent, anyone would explode. She closed her eyes and didn't turn on her phone to rest. He slept all the way until dawn. She looked at the time. It was 6:15 in the morning. She got up, brushed her teeth, washed up and went to the kitchen. She cooked the porridge first and went to the backyard to water the plants. When Xiaobai saw her, he immediately got up and ran to her side while wagging his tail. Baya smiled and watered the plants. Xiaobai went over to bite the water and wet himself, which made Baya laugh. After watering the plants, she fed Xiaobai dog food and went into the kitchen. She fried a poached egg, scooped some porridge, and turned on the television. She watched TV as she ate breakfast. She felt that her current situation was pretty good. Her state of mind was peaceful, and she could watch the falling flowers with a smile. Her mood wasn't up and down, and her life was easy and comfortable. Even if she didn't have love, she still had great love. She could do more things outside of love, and not just focus on him. People should be happier the longer they live, and not always live among evil creatures. After breakfast, she looked at the time. It was time to go grocery shopping. She opened the door and saw Gu Lingqing standing at the door. He looked at her face carefully and smiled. Morning. She saw that he was still wearing yesterday's clothes, and his hair was still damp from the morning. His eyes were dark and bloodshot. Did you stay here all night? Gu Lingqing didn't answer. Are you going out to buy groceries now? Baya nodded. Gu Lingqing wanted to say something but stopped himself. I'll go with you. It's okay. Go back and have a good rest. You look really tired, Baya said with a smile. She walked past him and headed towards her car. The way she treated him was no different from the way she treated her neighbor. Gu Lingqing held her hand and frowned. His heart hurt as though it was being cut by a knife. He couldn't breathe and his breathing became heavier. I'll accompany you, he said again. It was a statement, and it was sonorous and forceful. Baya looked at his hand and looked at his handsome face calmly. I'm just accompanying you for a while. Why force it? I can explain everything, Gu Lingqing said in a low voice. His eyes, which had always been resolute, became misty. He knew that she had made up her mind and pushed him out of her world. This was worse than killing him. The mist gathered. Gu Lingqing clenched his fists and looked at her deeply. Baya thought of the scene when they were camping a few days ago. She felt warm in her heart and her gaze loosened a little. However, she didn't want to change her decision easily. Why would I leave you? Baya asked. Gu Lingqing pursed his lips and didn't say a word. He was afraid that if he said it, he would really be out of the game. So, he chose to lie. You thought I was dead. Baya lowered her eyes. Her heart ached. She didn't like this feeling. I'm going to the master's class today. I'll give you a final answer tomorrow, okay? Baya said calmly. Don't go, Gu Lingqing requested. He was angry yesterday. Firstly, Baya was chatting happily with other men and didn't care about him. He was jealous. Secondly, he felt that the master wanted to make her become a monk. That was why he was unhappy. In the end, he took the woman away because he was worried that the woman was pretending and would harm Baya. However, he had always been a man of action and not a man of words. He hated himself for being like this, because he had hurt her again and again. Baya stared at him. She saw fear in his eyes. The biggest weakness of a woman was being soft-hearted. Because of being soft-hearted, they would forgive mistakes. Because of being soft-hearted, they would forgive hurt. Because of being soft-hearted, they would force themselves. Because of being soft-hearted, they would muddle along. I want to go. I think it's very useful to me. I'm sorry. I don't know what kind of woman I used to be to make you like me. However, I don't have my past memories. I'm a very selfish woman now. I just want to live for myself. I want to do what I want to do. I want to make friends that I want to make. I want to follow my heart. Gu Lingqing let go of his hand and slumped his shoulders. Baya walked past him and got into her car. She started the car and left. Gu Lingqing looked at her car sadly. Baya looked at him in the rearview mirror. When she met his affectionate gaze, her heart suddenly ached. She stopped the car by the side of the road. She covered her heart to cushion the pain. Gu Lingqing saw her stop the car and ran over worriedly. He opened the car door and asked anxiously, "What's wrong? Are you feeling unwell?" Baya looked at Gu Lingqing. She saw his concern, fear, and nervousness. "I'll send you to the hospital." Gu Lingqing hugged her waist and wanted to carry her. Baya held his arm. "I'm fine." "Are you really okay?" Gu Lingqing looked at her face in disbelief. "I'm fine," Baya said with certainty. Gu Lingqing let go of his hand. "It's good that you're fine." "I'll leave then," Baya said and went to close the door. "If you're not feeling well, remember to tell me," Gu Lingqing reminded her. Baya replied casually. Gu Lingqing helped her close the door. Baya looked at him and drove away. When she came back after buying groceries, she saw Gu Lingqing still standing at the door of her house. He looked at her as she got out of the car. "You didn't sleep last night. Aren't you tired?" Baya asked. He knew that he would be eliminated soon. After being eliminated, he had not thought about his future life. He just wanted to see her when he could see her again. Chapter 799. His gaze made her feel sad and uncomfortable. However, since ancient times, it had always been easy to fall in love but difficult to get along. No matter how much a couple loved each other, they would forget how to love each other deeply. They would be burdened by daily necessities and the trivial matters of life. She had seen too much. Perhaps Baya had always been self-abased, timid, and fearful. Hence, when she encountered a problem, she would not face it but escape. She was that kind of person. You should go back and rest. Your health is the most important," Baya said gently. Gu Lingqing looked at her quietly. She did not say anything or move. She did not try to persuade her anymore. After putting the vegetables into the fridge, she called Zhang Luoyue's mother. Luoyue has been in a good state of mind recently. He's in the middle of composing. "I'll call Dr. Bai if I need anything," Zhang Luoyue's mother said. Baya was relieved. Okay. She contacted Master Gufa and went to the hotel where he was having a talk. When she went out, Gu Lingqing was still there. She was a little annoyed. "You're already in your 30s. Why are you still like a child? What's the use of you standing at my door?" Gu Lingqing looked at her deeply. Her heart was sour and bitter. She was not good with words. She had thousands of things to say but she could not say them. "Do whatever you want," Baya said helplessly. Then, she drove away. When she arrived, Master Gufa and the rest were already preaching. She heard the Reverend Gu Fa say, because of love there is sorrow, because of love there is fear, if separated from love, there is no sorrow nor fear, because of love there is resentment, because of love there is regret, if separated from love, there is no resentment nor regret, because of love there is sorrow, because of love there is pity, if separated from love, there is no sorrow nor pity, because of love there is pain, because of love there is fear, if separated from love, there is no pain nor fear. Isn't a person without love a cold person, a walking corpse? What about it? Great love? The old man asked. There are 8 types of sufferings in the world: birth, aging, sickness, and death, love, hate, and not being able to ask for what you want. The 5 Een are flourishing. Everything is born from the heart, and the heart gives birth to thoughts. Thoughts are impermanent when they are calm. Understanding is like a celestial being. When one is calm, one can observe all living things. When one is old, one can receive all living things. Only after experiencing pain can one feel joy. How can an ancient master feel joy when he doesn't feel pain? A woman asked. No desires, no demands, tranquil and brilliant, jumping out of the world of mortals, able to observe all things. There is no sorrow, no pain, yet one can sense the world. Great Master Gufa said. Bai Ye's mood calmed down. Every time she listened to the ancient master speak, she would feel more comfortable. It was as if she was looking at a glowing Sarira, the spring breeze brushing past her cheeks, and the natural air between her nostrils could make her feel peaceful and serene. Someone sat down beside him. His aura was too strong. Bai Ye's heart was pounding as she looked to the side. Gu Lingqing glanced at her and didn't say anything. She looked at Master Gufa. Master Gufa also looked at Gu Lingqing. He nodded, smiled, and continued to discuss the Tao. If you become a monk, I will accompany you. Gu Lingqing said in a low voice. Bai Ye glanced at him. Maybe it was because she loved him too much that she felt worry, fear, resentment, regret, sorrow, pity, pain, and fear. These 8 types of emotions appeared at the same time. After leaving him, she would return to her previous calmness. But if she wanted calmness, why would she agree to be with him? What exactly did she want? Master Gufa, there is something I don't understand. Deities can get married, so why can't Buddhas? A girl asked. Master Gufa laughed. It isn't that Buddhas can't get married, but they have seen through it, so they don't want to. As for deities, they were originally made up by the people of the world. They have a mysterious color to them. They are people's hopes for longevity, desire, and magic. Can people really enter the cycle and be reborn? The girl asked again. We don't know about the world after death. Maybe it really is possible. Now, many scientists are researching that after death, people will become lighter. What is lighter might be the soul. Maybe in the future, science and exploration will tell us the answer. Now, I just want to carry my faith and walk on, Master Gufa replied. The truth is often not important. What is important is what you believe in. I remember when I was young, I watched The Legend of the Condor Heroes. Someone said that Yang Kong didn't actually die. After he was buried, the soil absorbed the poison in his body and he came back to life. I always believed in it and even spread it everywhere, Bai Ye said softly. Maybe Master Gufa's ears were sharp. He heard what Bai Ye said. He looked at Bai Ye and smiled. Bai Ye smiled back. Gu Lingqing's gaze turned cold. He knew that he was jealous. He didn't like it when Bai Ye smiled with other men, even if it was a monk. Maybe he pretended to be a monk and after he achieved his goal, he returned to normal life. They chatted for 4 hours. Bai Ye listened patiently and realized that cultivating one's mind was similar to psychology. For example, when a person was hurt in love, Buddha said, let it go and you'll be free. You can go and do things of great love and forget about small things. For psychology students, when a person was hurt in love, what they had to do was to convince the person to let it go and do things that were more meaningful. Hence, whether it was cultivating Buddhism or looking for a psychologist, It was all for the sake of peace and tranquility. They wanted to not feel pain and live a happy life. They could smile at everything. As long as their state of mind was at peace, it didn't matter whether they let it go or not. She looked at Gu Lingqing. Lingqing, I'm hungry. Let's go home and have hot pot. I have a lot of ingredients in my fridge. Gu Lingqing looked at Baya in surprise. Baya smiled. Let's go. She stood up. Master Gufa walked in front of her. Almsgiver Bai, can we speak in private? Gu Lingqing instinctively stood in front of Baya. He was very guarded. All right. Baya agreed readily. She turned to look at Gu Lingqing. You drove here too, right? Go back and wait for me. I'll be back in a while. Gu Lingqing frowned. Baya stroked his brows. I don't like it when you frown. Go back and wait for me. I'll wait for you, Gu Lingqing replied. Baya followed Master Gufa to the room next door. What do you think? I think that in ancient times, there weren't any psychologists. People would go to the temple if they were in pain. At that time, the temple became a place for men and women to solve their problems. One's appearance comes from the heart. With the guidance of Buddha, they would know how to let go of the pain in their hearts. So, this is how Buddha delivers salvation. What do you think? Baya asked. This is a new idea. This is the first time I've heard someone say this to me. I feel comfortable talking to Master Gufa. Maybe you're my belief. Or maybe you're using your own method to enlighten me. I agree with many of your viewpoints, but there's one thing, I'm Qin Tang Tang. My novel has been made into a radio drama. Please follow my WeChat account. Jade Lake. Chapter 800. What? Master Gufa asked. Maybe it's because you grew up in the temple. You're very Buddha-like and your ability to comprehend things is also very high. But do you really want to live like this? After all, you haven't experienced love, friendship, and the busyness of life. Maybe, after experiencing all that, you'll be able to become a monk and not regret your life, Baya said softly. Master Gufa pondered and looked at Baya faintly. Have you comprehended love now? Just now, I looked at it from the perspective of someone involved. The more I put in, the more humble I become. I have to please him, approach him, and pester him. Right now, I love him less than he loves me. What's there for me to complain about? I was resentful, painful, sad, and timid before because I love him. Since I love him, why don't we overcome the difficulties together? What happens after we overcome the difficulties? Master Gufa asked. Baya smiled slightly. You will enter a simple life of tea, rice, oil, and salt. With a peaceful heart, you can still laugh and watch the flowers fall in the garden, right? Moreover, with someone to practice with, you will be more determined. Your comprehension is more thorough than mine. Cultivating together is better than cultivating alone, but it is also more difficult. It is also more difficult to grasp the degree of mastery. If we can cultivate together, then our lives really won't be in vain. Grandmaster Gufa laughed. I think I'll do my best in the future. Maybe I'm not done yet. It's too miserable for me to be alone, Baya said. You can tell me if you need anything in the future. I'll definitely be there, Master Gufa promised. Thank you, Master. I should thank you for opening a new path for me. That's good. Then I'll go back first, Baya said. Master Gufa nodded and saw her off. Baya walked to the door and saw Gu Lingqing's car was still there. It was good if he could keep her company. She walked towards his car. When he saw her come out, he immediately got out of the car and looked at her worriedly. You've been with me for the past few days, but you were no longer with me when I woke up. That's why I'm angry and annoyed. Plus, you're not cold to me, so I don't want you anymore. You don't have to accompany me, but you have to let me know that the feeling of hesitation and ignorance is very uncomfortable. Can you do that? Asked Baya. Gu Lingqing nodded. No, I wasn't cold to you. Do you think I learned psychology for nothing? I'm just jealous. Gu Lingqing's face was unusually red. Baiya pursed her lips and raised her chin. You're jealous of a monk. Do you want it? Let's go home and have hot pot. Get in your car. Huh? Gu Lingqing was pleasantly surprised. He thought that she had made up her mind after talking to Master Gufa. A smile appeared on his face. When Gu Lingqing smiled, he was really good looking. It was like a celestial being. Baiya smiled as well. Previously, she pretended to be indifferent. Now that she looked calm, she still felt uncomfortable in her heart. Letting go did not mean letting go of her feelings. It also meant letting go of her obsession. She was tolerant, open-minded, and did not fuss about it. Her state of mind could still be at peace. Moreover, when she was with someone she loved, the calmness and ease after letting go was doubled. When they reached home, they were greeted by Xiao Bai's barking. I'm going to find a wife for Xiao Bai. What do you think? Asked Baiya as she unbuckled her seatbelt and got out of the car. Let's find one here when we get back. I'm afraid that they don't speak the same language. It'll be very troublesome, said Gu Lingqing seriously. Pfft, Baiya was amused by him. Give me the car keys later. I'll get someone to drive your car back, said Gu Lingqing. Is that Zhang Xingyu still following me? Asked Baiya curiously. Gu Lingqing nodded. I can't let you be in any danger. If you don't like him, he doesn't have to report anything to me in the future. You can just report to me when you're in danger. Is that okay? Baiya nodded. He probably hasn't eaten yet. Ask him to join us for hot pot. In the future, we can let him stay at home. It's not good for him to be exposed outside. Almost all the people from the dark shadows are here. You don't have to worry, explained Gu Lingqing. She didn't remember the dark shadows. Go and feed Xiao Bai. I'll go and prepare the dishes, said Baiya as she entered the kitchen. Gu Lingqing went to feed Xiao Bai. Her preparation was simple. She prepared the meatballs that she made previously. As she cooked them, she washed all the vegetables. Gu Lingqing came in, washed his hands and looked at her. Do you want to catch a fish? We won't be eating fish for lunch. It takes some time to process it. You didn't sleep last night. Go and rest after eating. Your health is your capital. Don't do this again, said Baiya. However, she also realized that Gu Lingqing was very stubborn and wouldn't listen to her. If he wasn't guarding her, she might not have changed her mind. Therefore, people were contradictory. She was no exception. She hoped that he would like her and her heart ached for him. Because of her heart ached for him, she realized that she liked him. There was a knock on the door. Baiya looked at the door in surprise. Who is it? It should be Zhang Xingyu. I called him here, explained Gu Lingqing as he went to open the door. General. Zhang Xingyu handed over the key respectfully. Come in for lunch, said Gu Lingqing in a deep voice. Baiya saw Zhang Xingyu. This person had no memory at all. Zhang Xingyu saw Baiya too. His eyes were flickering. He didn't dare to open his eyes to look at Baiya. Did you do anything to me? Baiya asked. No, no. Of course not. How would I dare to? Zhang Xingyu said immediately and lowered his head. Even if you did something to me, you still felt guilty when you saw me. It means that you're not a bad person. So, I forgive you, said Baiya. Really? Zhang Xingyu was surprised. Baiya smiled. So, you did something wrong to me. Zhang Xingyu knew that he had fallen into a trap. He looked at Gu Lingqing. Back then, he relied on Xing Buhua and felt guilty towards you. But, he came back to me, explained Gu Lingqing. Baiya nodded. Since you've forgiven him, I can't say anything else. Let's eat. I've prepared some noodles. If you're not full, you can eat them. Let me help you. Gu Lingqing went into the kitchen and helped Baya bring out the pot. Other than vegetables, Baya also prepared lamb rolls and beef rolls. They were frozen in the fridge. Zhang Xingyu licked his lips in hunger. I haven't had hot pot since I came to Seattle. I miss it a little. I especially miss the hot pot that Madame prepared for Chinese New Year 2 years ago. That meal was so satisfying. Eat more then, said Baya. She took their bowls and sat down. Zhang Xingyu waited for Gu Lingqing to start eating before he started eating. Were you there when we went camping the day before yesterday? Asked Baya. Her face was red. No, the chief told us not to follow you, said Zhang Xingyu. Oh. Baya breathed a sigh of relief. After all, they did that in the wild. It would be embarrassing if they were heard. I am Qin Tang Tang. My novel has been made into a radio drama. Please follow me on WeChat. Jade Lake. Chapter 801. Gu Lingqing glanced at Baya. She prepared some lamb for Baya and placed it on her plate. After dinner, Baya let Gu Lingqing sleep while he let her accompany him. When they got onto the bed, he hugged her waist and fell asleep in a short while. Baya laid on the bed and counted. All the other patients had been treated. There was only one girl who had fallen out of love the next afternoon. She got up. Her waist tightened. Gu Lingqing opened her eyes and asked in a deep voice, "Where are you going?" "I'm not going anywhere. I'll just stay at home." "You can sleep for a while more," Baya said. Gu Lingqing sat up. "Then I won't sleep. I'll wait for a while. It'll be night time and I can sleep at night. I'm not going out." "You can sleep. I'll wake you up," Baya said. She looked at him expectantly. Gu Lingqing nodded. Baya went out and called her assistant. "Ask the girl who wants to be hypnotized." "Does she still want to be hypnotized?" "Okay," the assistant replied and hung up. Baya went to the backyard and played with Little White for a while. She took a cushion and sat in the shade of the backyard. She smelled the flowers and felt the breeze. She enjoyed the beauty of nature. She was in deep thought. Her phone rang. She saw that it was the assistant and picked it up. "Dr. Bai, the girl committed suicide," the assistant said. "How could that be? Didn't you say that you wanted to hypnotize her?" Baya asked in surprise. She had an argument with her family and was beaten by her father. In a fit of anger, she jumped out of the window, the assistant explained. Baya's eyes darkened. The girl was already on the verge of a mental breakdown. Her father's beating made her feel that she had lost her family. She had no family, no love, and no friends. Thinking about it, she didn't want to continue living. In addition, she was impulsive and lost her young life. "Dr. Bai, there's no one on your schedule. Do you need me to book a few more patients for you?" the assistant asked. "Not at the moment. See if you want to book a few more," Baya said with a smile. "Okay," the assistant replied and hung up. Baya called Su Qinghe. "Senior, when are you coming?" "Next Monday." "I'm going through the procedures now," Su Qinghe said. "Well, I'll leave all the clinics in the United States to you for the time being." "I want to come back," Baya said. "Ah, you're going back to America?" Qinghe was shocked. "Gu Lingqing and I are back together again. I'm back to face the problems left behind in the past. I have to solve the problems that should be solved and bear the responsibilities that should be borne." "Have you recovered your memory?" Su Qinghe asked in surprise. "No. Perhaps, after returning to the country, after coming into contact with more people and things, my subconscious mind will be stimulated and my memories will be restored. There's no hurry. Since I'm here, I'll just take things as they come." "No. Baya. Baya Don Shan." Baya smiled. "Yeah is. Atsu, yeah." Baya laughed. "Don't. I need you to take care of my house and clinic. You just need to bring your wife and children over. You'll have a place to live and a job. I think I'm taking advantage of you. That's not all. I have a seafood restaurant for you to take care of. Just give me the money you earn. Baya smiled. There were few advantages in life. She didn't care about the effort or the returns. She just wanted to let nature take its course. You're my benefactor. I'll follow your lead in the future, Su Changha said. Baya heard his child's voice. Daddy, daddies. She smiled. Go and coax your child. I'll contact you when you're here. Baya hung up. The house and career were all settled. There was also Joan's job. She continued to sit on the lawn and meditate. Her thoughts drifted. She was a little tired, so she lay on the mat, closed her eyes and slept. She woke up with a blanket over her body and a hand on her waist. When she turned around, Gu Lingqing had unknowingly fallen asleep next to her. She turned around and looked at Gu Lingqing. He opened his eyes slowly. It was quite comfortable to lie like that. She didn't say anything. She continued to close her eyes and lay down to rest. Gu Lingqing didn't say anything either. He stared at her peaceful face. Baya lay for a while and couldn't fall asleep. She opened her eyes again and asked, "What time is it?" Gu Lingqing looked at the watch on his arm. "It's 17 o'clock. Huh. I've slept for so long." Baya sat up, flipped her messy hair, and looked at Gu Lingqing. "What are we eating tonight?" "Anything is fine." "How about steamed pork with preserved vegetables?" Baya asked. Gu Lingqing slightly raised the corner of his mouth. "Good. Xiaoya, I have something to do tonight. I might not come back." "What are you doing tonight?" Baya asked in confusion. Gu Lingqing looked at her deeply. Baya guessed that he had something he couldn't say. She smiled. "You don't have to tell me if it's inconvenient. Remember when I told you that I was shot in the back of my head and you thought I was dead?" Gu Lingqing said. Baya nodded. "I found the legendary research organization and asked them to operate on me. The condition is that I help them destroy solder," Gu Lingqing explained. "Solder? What's that?" Baya was confused. She had never heard of the name. "A mafia. They wanted to destroy the research organization, but many of them survived. They were afraid that solder would hunt them down, so they asked me to destroy them," Gu Lingqing explained. "Does solder know that you're the one who wants to destroy them?" Baya asked worriedly. "They don't know. I've always been masked. Solder has connections with the government, so they won't do anything. If solder finds out that you're the one who did it, will it affect the country?" "No. The government also wants to destroy the organization, but they have something on solder. So, it's safest for me to do it. You asked people to protect me because you're worried that I'll be the first to suffer if your identity is exposed?" Baya guessed. Gu Lingqing nodded. "Destroying solder is something you have to do, right?" Baya asked. Gu Lingqing nodded again. "Then go do it. Be careful. I don't want to see you get hurt." Gu Lingqing pressed the back of her head and kissed her lips. "I have you. I don't dare to let myself get hurt. After I woke up, I told myself that I'll live for you in the future. I'll focus on you and only think from your perspective. You have to keep your promise. Don't let anything happen to yourself." Gu Lingqing nodded seriously. "I'll go cook." "When are you leaving tonight?" Baya asked. 10 o'clock. I'll be back tomorrow morning. Sleep well and don't worry about me. Otherwise, I'll be worried, Gu Lingqing said. He didn't want to tell her before because he didn't want her to worry and lose sleep. Now that he told her, he was still worried that she wouldn't be able to sleep well. I'm Qin Tang Tang. My novel has been made into a radio drama. Follow me on WeChat. Fairy Lake, you're tuning into the Romantic Tales YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.